it'll be interesting to see kind of, how the player who hasn't been here is going to do against the player who's been doing really well in that amount of time. And we're already starting off, and a really interesting variation pick actually coming up from Waz. Going to have the low Star Screamer and the actual launch, the hair cutter, I think it's called. I feel like I slightly mispronounced that, but it's going to be a lot of damage. Great bait, though, already off the bat.
Oh, and I'm already seeing kind of a little bit of nerves here. Should have been an easy combo, especially right there in the corner, but a little bit of a drop here. Forward 2 maybe inputted a little too late. Getting hit there with the Scream, and there it is, the cartwheel. Just a great move to kind of get you in and out. And Waz with the down 1 anti-air conversion with such ease here. I think Temp's going to have to bring it up another notch here. Decides to jump in, and Waz just kind of smacking him out of the sky like a fly. That's super punishable. Don't want to do that unless you know it's going to hit. Here comes that overhead, really far, really big buttons coming out of Wazinator's Sindel. Big Scream, crushing blow, one of the most impressive crushing blows in the game. And Waz right at the perfect moment there, trying to keep it completely unflashable. Right here, I think Waz just kind of applying like layer 1 offense and just showing that his opponent does not know how to deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, so definitely that first round was all about defense, right? It was a lot of anti-airs. It was a lot of like, I see when I can poke out of your pressure, etc. And then the second round was basically just one of those Sindel rounds where you get the crushing blow Scream and you just lit everything.
Lose half your health.
Work. Yeah. Didn't allow any opportunity to break away, just kept the opponent grounded. So definitely, the question was, how is Waz going to do going into this? And so far, I'm going to say really well. But Temp does have a lot of characters. That's been kind of Temp's, I guess, like calling card, is that they have, they've got the Jackie, they've got, I think they brought out like a Setron at one point. They've got the weirder characters like the Devora. They have the Collector, I think. Just a lot of weird characters. So many that I actually think I've lost track at this point. And looking, see how many characters they're going over. It's a big question mark. Who do you choose against Sindel?
Yeah, Sindel's got a lot, especially this loadout here with Waz. He's got a lot of presence, that low shot. But Devore's teleport might be able to kind of deal with that and kind of force Sindel to go to you. So let's see if the fear of that teleport is going to be able to, kind of switch up the strategy here from Waz. But like we've also talked about someone having a lot of different characters. Same thing with Waz. Waz has so many different characters, and I think it was a really smart move of him to kind of go in with a character that I feel like less people would have predicted. As you can even see here going into this, and I don't know if it's nerves, but I think failure to block that overhead, really, really bad sign there if you're trying to fight up against Sindel. And I think just showing that, sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get used to it again, but I don't think that was something that was meticulously labbed out in training room prior to this match.
Whoa, wait a minute. I have to interrupt you right here. This is a very weird variation. So we're used to seeing the ground Oki bug that nobody can pronounce. Ooh, this is a rough start. But there's also air ticking time bug and the extended strings, which is a really interesting variation coming out of Temp. Not that we're going to see it so far, and we'll see if we get to see it for the rest of the round. But I'm interested to see how this plays out.
Yeah. No, I don't think I've ever seen the extended strings in a competitive setting here, but let's see what he can get going here. Far forward throw here, just kind of keeps you far away as Waz just decides to close the gap, tries to go in, and making so much damage for it there. Waz continuing this dominance here. Temp really needs to wake up here, really needs to figure out what to do here. Nice little cancel from Waz. Probably going for some kind of throw mix, trying to keep it guessing here. Dropping down the Oki bug. Here they come out. Waz forced to block as here comes Devora. Big jump in. Tries to get a little tricky here. Goes for the forward throw. Going to keep this corner position. Keep this corner control. Here comes the Oki bugs. Watch out. What's going to be? Tries to go for the overhead, but it gets interrupted by Sindel's down 1.
So I realized that this is just the tournament variation, the very first tournament variation. So you got the air bugs that you shoot in the air, the extended strings, which you mostly see is the 1-2 grab, I think it is. Oh, and this actually is it, I think. Oh no, didn't have the bar at the end, but it's not going to matter. So we didn't see a single one of those tools. We saw the Oki bug one single time, but really weird to see Temp go for that just kind of original tournament variation, I think. And like I said, again, we just didn't really see all that much of it. Just hasn't been able to find the offense. Waz is just looking so solid right now.
Yeah, super solid. It's, I mean, right now I feel like it's no sweat here for Waz. Just feeling confident, feeling good, bringing out this character, newer character, not really a character that Waz is known for in the beginning of Mortal Kombat 11, but definitely a character a lot of people talk about. I don't particularly think that she's like one of the strongest characters in this game, but I do think that you have to have an extended amount of patience when dealing with her.
Well, I mean,
she gets a lot of why not moves that she can just kind of throw out there, and that is a very infuriating thing to deal with. A Collector, like you mentioned out earlier before. Let's see what kind of loadout he's got for us, though.
Yeah, that is the question. We've seen a few different options out of the Collector. We've seen the one with the teleport. That's usually against zoners. It looks like this one was one with the lantern pull. Which name? Yeah. Relic Lure? There we go. I'll remember names eventually. I don't know. I can't ever remember the name.
So many
this one is Relic Lure and Teleport. Okay, yeah, so I was right on that one. Interesting. The Teleport can allow for some mix-up situations, but we haven't actually seen too many low-star screamers, or almost any, out of Waz, just because he hasn't needed to. He's just been playing that up-close game. But, I mean, that would come into play in this matchup, I'm sure, if he didn't have Teleport, so it's probably a good choice. Now, the Relic Lure, one of the best combo starters in the entire game. There it is, right there, just showing it off for us. We don't see it a whole lot because we don't see this character a whole lot, but it is an armor breaker. It does relaunch essentially for a ton of damage from pretty much any situation. So I like this variation. It doesn't have the mix-up of the command grab, though.
Yeah, mid-command grab is a huge asset to your mix-up tools. Love the teleport there. Perfectly timed to hit that projectile right on the recovery. And just like that, Temp back into this here, feeling a lot better. Tries to go for the overhead. Very unsafe stuff, but it didn't get punished there. Waz just a little too far away to go for that button.
Yeah, and let's just remember here, the difference from if you've been watching... Oh, wait, actually, hold on, this should be it. Down 2 right here, yeah, breakaway would have been a terrible choice. So good call by Waz to not, but great round from Temp. And yeah, just as a reminder for anybody who's watched the rest of the season, this is actually starting from an all-winners top 8. So there is nobody starting in the loser's bracket. Everybody's got multiple chances. So, you know, no matter who loses here, they're still in it. And, of course, they're still going to get money. You know, 8th place gets $250 even if you technically go 0-2 because you sure as hell have earned it getting this far.
Oh, yeah. I mean, going in week after week, making sure, you know, you're one of the top competitors, getting those points, securing those points, and keeping, you know, the whole competitive spirit alive. The overhead connecting here. Waz trying to get a little tricky, not going for any kind of throw. Here comes the re-launcher here. And with Collector, he's got a lot of great staggers here. That's kind of what Waz is trying to figure out. That's why you see him challenging there. He keeps thinking he's going to go for a stagger, not finish the entire string. Doesn't want to kind of give him an opportunity to keep going. That was not a good decision there at all. Waz able to close that gap, tie up this game 1 round apiece. Here comes a big jump in, but the normal was just a little too short there. That jump 1 coming short, not being enough to really reach out to Sindel. She kind of backs away, didn't commit to the big boot.
Oh no.
Yeah, it hurts. It hurts.
Yeah, this is how we saw the first game end. Wants to make out the third game end, and again the overhead hitting, but okay, needs to make a comeback from this for sure, right? Needs to side switch. There we go, lands the full combo. Oh, goes for the reset. Life is even, and the crushing blow. Look at that. All that life in just a few seconds. Now still has the quarter. Oh no, that's it. Catches the breakaway, and that is for sure it. Resetting the scaling. That is rough. The comeback looked so close to happening, but just one launch into an unfortunate breakaway, and that is all she wrote. So Waz coming back, trying to, you know, we all wanted to see how he was going to be doing when he came back, and it's looking like already killer. He's going to move on to the next round of winners. But like I said, Temp's still in.
Yeah. definitely still in it. And I really did like the collector pick here. I feel like it was the added mobility was making him feel a little bit more at home, a little bit more in control. Knowing that you're just one teleport away from your opponent, so that you can kind of deal with a lot of things that have a lot of recovery. But it just wasn't enough. I feel like the offense there from Waz, once he got in, it was very, very tough to minimize
Mhm.
that damage. And like everyone expecting, Waz coming in here really, really strong. For a long time, not just in Mortal Kombat 11, but I feel like in a lot of different NRS games, Waz was seen as the strongest player in this region. So I feel like it's going to be the main storyline for tonight is can someone take down Waz? Very decisive 3-0 fashion there. Last game a little bit closer, but it's this is the finals, man. Like you got to bring your A game. You got to know what character you're going with. The Devora pick, I didn't really see that panning out well at all for him at all for Temp at all. But he's got some time. He's got some time to recollect himself in the lower bracket, in the losers bracket, to make some kind of comeback here. So let's see how far he can go. And Waz, just a little bit closer to, reclaiming that throne of the best player of this region.
Yeah, yeah. And honestly, we talk about Waz's storyline about, how he lost one single time. And we kind of have to talk about what would have potentially been the next match, which, unfortunately, I mean, this is really weird because it really affects this whole storyline a lot, right? Where, as far as I know, so Bajiga, the one player who actually was able to defeat Waz in tournament, double eliminated him, I believe 3 tournaments ago, maybe it was 4 tournaments ago. Unfortunately, isn't here. We looked for them as much as we could, and unfortunately, it just seems that we just don't know where they are. So that means that Waz is like one big true enemy here. The one person who's taken him down is not here, and so that does mean that moving forward, his opponent, who is Lion, is going to be moving forward, guaranteed getting that extra money. I'm sure Lion has no complaints there. But yeah, that means we're going to be moving down, I think, now to the third match, I believe, which I'm going to go back and check what this one is. I
Yeah, let's
believe
see if
it's
we
going
can.
to be the Swazi match, right?
I believe so. I believe so. Hopefully, we can't
Got
get
it
a
somewhere.
bracket once it is updated here for
Okay,
you
so
guys for
yes,
everybody to follow along.
so it's going to be
Yeah.
Swazi, there it is, versus Solar Plexus. So, like I said, Lion going to be moving forward, Bajiga, unfortunately, moving down. But Swazi now against Solar Plexus. Swazi, the player who actually was in grand finals of winner's side against Waz in the very, very first tournament. And I think the champion of 2 tournaments ago. So, obviously, a very, very successful player, very high seeded, I believe. Seeded second or third. I mean, it would have to be, I guess, yeah, second or third place. Not sure how it's played out here. Going up against
Yeah.
Solar Plexus, who's been a very impressive player, done very, very well, but kind of ended up around the third and fourth place spot quite a bit. But they're one of those players that I feel has been improving the entire time, like just doing better and better every single week. So, maybe it's just all building up to just this one big tournament. Because like you said, this is the one that matters.
Yeah. Yeah. This is definitely the do or die moment for all these players. Because losing in the regular week qualifier, it's okay. Take it as a learning experience. To come back later, come back for this regional finals. Well, right now, this is the regional finals. All the money's on the line. Everybody's trying to get
Mm-hmm.
a chunk of that prize pool, and hopefully some other goodies that we will be disclosing it a little bit. But everybody is just ready to fight for for the glory, fight for everything that they've wanted, everything that they worked so hard to get here, grinding the matchups, playing day in day out, and just trying to just better their gameplay, better their strategy, their plan. And who can take out Waz? Who can take out Waz is going to really be the story here.
I mean, honestly, I think a lot of these players can. A lot of these players have the potential to. I mean, we've seen that Bejiga did it, and then a lot of other players have defeated Bejiga. I think it just comes down to who's having a good day, who's going to have that kind of character pick on lock. Of course, Waz, one of the biggest issues with him is that he's always got different characters, right? So you have to kind of be solid with whatever the matchup is in the first game, right? Like, I loved the Collector coming out of Temp. I think that we're going to see it immediately if they do end up rematching at some point in this bracket. But the thing is, even if Temp did win that game, Waz was going to have the opportunity, actually 2 opportunities at minimum, to switch characters and into his ridiculous tool chest of potential counter picks, of which Waz has many, many, many. So you really just have to be comfortable in those matchups. And I mean, that we do know for sure that, or at least, unless something happened within like the 5 minutes since we started the broadcast, that Lion will be taken on Waz. So that's a possibility. Lion, another one of those players who's been doing much, much better. But, we've seen Swazi with Waz in grand finals. We've seen Solar Plexus, I think, do relatively well against Waz, although a lot of the weeks blend together at this point. Sagat has been in grand finals again, going down to the very final hit post reset up against Waz. Did lose in that set, but just barely. And in my opinion, was one of the players who shut down Waz the best over time. And then Wi-Fi Scorpion, who actually we haven't seen for a few weeks, also is extremely good and definitely, in my opinion, stands a chance. But I mean, it is of course that you want to win, right? You want to be the one to defeat Waz. I don't want to make it sound like that's the whole point of this tournament, though. I mean, a lot of these players are playing, for whatever place they can get. Obviously, you want to win, but I mean, there's a lot of money online, over $5,000. In fact, I might just run that down right now while we're here. So just in case you're wondering how the prize breakdown works while we're waiting for this next match to get set up, it's going to be first place getting $1,500. Second place getting $1,000, third place for $750, fourth at $500, and then the players tying for fifth place will be getting $375, and then the players tying for seventh will get $250. So it doesn't matter, like I said, even if you go 0-2 today, which obviously nobody wants to do that, you're still going to get $250. That's still a good amount of money, and if you get into those final matches, you're playing for hundreds every single game.
Yeah, a lot is on the line there, between those matches, and that's kind of where I feel like a lot is on the line right now. I mean, even just seeing that last set between Temp and Waz, I kind of felt like those little nerves were coming out there. Maybe we would have saw a better Jackie. If you remember right, Jackie dropped a very crucial combo right there in the beginning of that game. I want to say it was round number 1 in the right corner, and that forward 2 just not coming out fast enough. Could be maybe a little miscalculation of trying to anticipate the connection between the internet, or it could have been nerves. It could have been just, hey, something is on the line here. I'm going up against the number 1 seeded player, the best player seen in this region for, NRS games for a very long time. And the pressure gets to you. The pressure gets to you, whether you're in the comfort of your own home or you're at an event, in front of a huge screaming crowd on a big stage. Pressure is pressure. If you're a competitor, you want to win. Sometimes your surroundings just kind of disappear from you, and you're just so hyper focused on the game that's enough to really help you crumble in this tough situations.
Yeah. I mean, it also is a little bit different as far as format goes from the from the previous weeks, right? Where in those previous weeks they had a tournament leading up to this point the previous day, so they've been playing for like almost a full day beforehand. This one, it's just like they just get in automatically, and that's just like where we're starting, right? So it could be that it's just like first game of the day. You drop a few things, you're like, whoa, I'm not quite ready, I'm not quite warmed up. But we'll see if that kind of changes over time for any of these players that might be a little bit shaky in their first matches. And here we go. We've got it. Solar Plexus and Swazi. This is going to see who's going to make it into the winners semifinals on the bottom side of the bracket. And so we're seeing Usual from Cetrion, and then Deep Freeze and Air Polar Axe from Swazi.
Round 1.
See, I feel like most of the time we really do see a sub coming out of Swazi here. But that Deep Freeze is going to play in a big role in closing the gap between Sub-Zero and Cetrion, deep freezing going right through all the projectiles that are on the screen. So that's kind of where you see the hesitation here from Solar Plexus. Beautiful spacing from Swazi here. Just a nice little poke and then backing off, hoping to see the challenge, sees the challenge, and that's what gets hit by that back three. Trying to get close enough there to contest after that laser. Oh, just the wrong spot. Just the wrong spot for Cetrion to do that. And Swazi taking full advantage of the situation.
Yeah, and you can see here, actually, that was a perfect example right there of why Swazi's going to the Sub-Zero. Of course, that is, like you said, one of the characters that we know Swazi for, but this is a matchup that people, I don't want to say like, but definitely go to a lot versus Cetrion. Just because of the Ice Ball, the ability to stop the zoning, but here we go. Both with Fatal Blow in the corner. Ooh, could have at least got a Hell's Wrath right there. I like to teleport out, and that's going to be enough. That was a really scary spot, but being able to get out of the corner and then close it out so that your defense bar can regenerate in between rounds is a really nice spot for Solar Plexus.
Yeah, having teleport is so good here for a lot of characters, especially a teleport that's so fast on recovering here. Quick boot there, a short little hop. Overhead.
What?
What
was that? A short hop over the slide and then a 2-1-3 crushing blow punish? Is Solar Plexus gonna win this whole tournament? That's one of those I'm winning this whole tournament reads. Like, that was unbelievable. I don't even know why you would do that, but I mean, it's certainly got to put a little bit of fear into your heart if you're his opponent, and no matter what, no matter how good you are, you're like, that just happened?
He literally, he was almost full screen, and you just short hopped at the perfect opportunity. I mean, I feel like he kind of just knew the frustration from Swazi to just kind of keep going for the slides. Bet it all. He bet it all, and a well-made bet. It just didn't pan out for him. Said 100%. I have to put this on the line here to try to steal this round, and Solar Plexus dishing out what I think is probably one of the most disrespectful moves you could do to somebody. After the fatal screen, it says finish him or finish her, and you just go right into the fatal blow just for no reason, just to make them watch it. I think it's the most disrespectful move afterwards, but that's why we love it. We love it because these guys all just have this need to kind of one up each other, kind of show a little bit of dominance here. Let's see what Swazi can dig up here. I don't think it was a wash by any means, especially that first round. Very, very close. Pretty hard to keep your composure after that short hop over the slide. I don't know how either of these players kept their composure after that.
Yeah, well, I mean, Swazi did, extremely well after that, and he did get a chance to kind of 50-50 at the end to potentially win. And honestly, Solar Plexus kind of went into a situation that maybe they didn't need to right away. They made a hard read with that teleport at the very end, putting themselves in that 50-50 position, and that almost was kind of like their own death sentence. So that's pretty scary. But it looks like Swazi's going to stick to the same move set here and the same character. It makes a lot of sense. Like I was saying, this is a pick that we see a lot in this matchup. We saw it actually in Liga Latina. Some really, really good matchups in this character matchup from Liga Latina, so definitely go back and watch those. And some pretty ridiculous comeback from, Conquer.
Oh, yeah. Conquer's comeback machine. Oh, tries to go for the slide there at the end and somehow didn't get punished. This was a very strange scramble here.
Solar Plexus is good enough to short hop 2-1-3 crushing blow punish slide in neutral, but in pressure slide only punishes it with a down one. That's just one of those weird things where it's like you're too good, but only in the spots where you can prove that you're too good. Oh no!
Whoa! A lot of recovery there. Not sure if he was planning on possibly trying to use meter, and I think he thought he was going to live after that slide, and maybe thought he could go for an amplified slide to throw him on the other side. But a little miscalculation, but that's okay. Cetrion's got to teleport to get out of the corner anyway, so let's just pretend she already used it. Tries to go for the deep freeze, but that crushing blow bypasses it completely.
Yeah,
that was a really weird exchange.
Yeah, the 2-3 hitbox super good. It's just one of those things where once you start a crushing blow, nothing ever really stops it, right? It just immediately gets rid of anything. Oh, that's almost it, but yeah, that's going to be some guaranteed chip, I think. So this is, still definitely looking better for Swazi, starting to understand the zoning patterns, starting to get a lot more hits in, but Yeah, just a few mistakes. And I mean, a huge part was, I mean, it happened so fast, but that slide mistake at the end, you know, knocking Solar Plexus away back to mid-screen rather than keeping the corner at the end of the first round. So definitely can't make that mistake again. Not in a spot like this, and actually gets hit by the wake-up jabs. Now we're going to see the, I was going to say the Solar Plexus offense that's really been shown to be very strong, but I don't think Swazzy's going to give him a chance.
Oh, Swazzy's cashing in big time here. Not going to have another opportunity, another round to do it. And I think this might be all she wrote there. Doesn't have the ability to break away. And I even feel like Swazzy, you know, a lot of Sub-Zeros usually take their time once they're frozen, but Swazzy demonstrating the meter management so well. That bar was coming up very, very slowly there on Solar Plexus, but instead of kind of backing up and going to the most optimal spot to not drop the combo or do as much damage as possible, Swazzy saw time is running out and that breakaway could be coming back very, very shortly. Not that that would have been like the determining factor, but we've all seen it. Like, it's happened to everybody where you leave your opponent down to a pixel and they make some kind of comeback, not just in this game, but in pretty much any fighting game ever made. So again, I really love seeing the fact that Swazzy is so hyper focused there, and he's not giving his opponent any kind of breathing room. He doesn't have to.
Yeah. I mean, definitely staying solid after that first game is easier said than done, but Swazzy managed to do it. And yeah, again, you know, just showing like why you want to pick this matchup. It really comes down to kind of these zoning reads, right? Because whoever wins the zoning read gets so much damage. You're either going to get a ton of free chip from Cetrion and that much more space, or as Sub-Zero, you're getting a full combo into more Oki. So, oh my god, what a start! What a round start read again. Solar Plexus is just kind of in Swazzy's head, but Swazzy says it doesn't matter if you're in my head because all I need is one ice ball and you might be dead. But yeah, that was a great read to start things off with.
Yeah, very, very good read there. Oh, not committing to that 1-2, or not hit confirming there. Not an easy hit confirm, but it's okay. Swazzy holding on to this momentum. Cetrion stuck in the corner here with no bar to teleport out for free. So be very mindful of it. Tries to hit that flawless block gap and does somehow. That back 3-2. Hold on. Not only did back 3 whiff, but he was ready to hit confirm the 2 by itself. Like, Swazzy was ready to live or die by that decision. And luckily for him, it did pan out well for him.
You can't have fear if you're a Sub-Zero player. It's against the rules, you know? When you click the character on the screen at the round start, it does like a check. It's like one of those captions, but it's just like, do you fear anything? And if you fear anything, no, you can't play this character. You see, slide in neutral. You can't fear slide in neutral.
Neutral jump just like nothing. No problem. Here comes Swazzy. Holding on to that crushing blow, though. Not trying to cash in big yet. Down 1. He's tried. What? Why did that work? Why did that work? Back 3-2 got blocked. Why did it work? It just does. Swazzy is a god right now. Cashing in big time here. No access to breakaway for Solar Plexus, and Swazzy is on a runaway train of momentum here. If I was Solar Plexus, I would take a breather. Just relax. Not necessarily switch to a different character, but let that timer go down. Let that timer go down, because right now Swazzy is feeling himself. Swazzy is 100% on full octane momentum here.
Yeah, I mean,
that was so one-sided. That was such a one-sided game.
The thing is, at least like when it gets down to neutral, they're both doing really well. But once Swazzy gets Solar Plexus in the corner and then starts the mix-up, Solar Plexus just can't escape, which is, you know, not necessarily like a Solar Plexus issue. That's just what Sub-Zero is designed to do, right? That's how you want to play as Sub-Zero. And Swazzy's making all the right calls on offense. So it's literally been like, oh yeah, Solar Plexus has the lead, Solar Plexus has the lead, Solar Plexus has the lead, Solar Plexus gets put in the corner, and then it's over in like 2 combos. Which, I mean, you got to find a way out of the corner. We saw that in actually the first round of the game, a win because of a really good teleport read to get out of the corner. So I wonder if that's an option we might go to again. There's just got to be something, right? Some sort of other read to get out of that corner.
Yeah. And it's you know, your extra options really make it a little bit harder to kind of, you know, put you into a box. But Swazzy really hasn't had a problem doing that at all. Back 1 getting under, but that's okay. Swazzy letting the rest of that string rip here. Solar Plexus not blocking. Does get that back throw. I think I saw a failed escape, but not really necessary here for this character. Nice hit confirmed from Swazi. Let's get the corner control here. However, Cetrion does have 2 bars to escape it for pretty much no risk at all. Let's see if she does tap into that. No! Decides to come off those bars with those pound cancels.
Yeah, but look how much reward for it. Oh no, standing 2. I think that was a standing 2 right into the fatal blow. So ready for that jump. That was a beautiful anti-air. Just like slowly approaching, slowly approaching, slowly approaching. One good anti-air. That's all it takes. And now it's match point Swazi. I mean, again, you see, it's the exact same thing. Like, Solar Plexus made so much damage happen in this neutral game, but the moment that Swazi gets close, it's GG.
A huge failed opportunity there. I mean, Deep Freeze does recover very quickly, but I feel like he didn't get the button he wanted, didn't even get the pressure he wanted. Swazi going back to the left side. Oh man, Swazi's just a mixed machine right now, chasing down the roll for a punish. Perfectly timed here, cashing in big time, amplifying slide crushing blow. Oh no, this is not looking good for Solar Plexus. Down on life support here. This fatal blow gonna come into the picture here. Down 2 just for that, just for short hopping right in front of you. I'm sorry, man. Swazi is playing like a god right now. All the right reads, everything working out here. I mean, those last 3 games are just a testament to how good he is feeling, how good he is playing right now.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell completely adapted to Solar Plexus's play style. I mean, even through some really, really good reads from Solar Plexus. And again, this was like a really close, like tight match, but it just came down to the fact that Swazi would just literally never let Solar Plexus go once that pressure got started. And I mean, hey, that's what you want to do is sub. That's what he managed to do.
Oh yeah.
So that means he's going to be moving forward. And yeah, it was extremely good play. I want to say that was like one of the first times that I've ever seen somebody cross back underneath Cetrion to make sure that they get the better corner punish rather than just knocking them back to like almost the corner. That was some swaggy Swazi type stuff. That was really good.
Yeah, definitely was. We saw a lot of great things in that set. Don't want to take it all away from Solar Plexus. Definitely did play well there. And remember that short hop of the slide. That was something.
Gosh.
That was. I mean, I feel like you commentary cursed him by saying, "Oh, you're gonna win the whole tournament."
Win the whole tournament. I
made that one call. The short hop over slide, but it was sick. That was super sick.
It was
perfect punish right afterwards too. Oh, so good.
But again, I gotta say it one last time that it wasn't that I mean, Solar Plexus was playing that well, right? Then had the great air boulder read, and in the second game, and it was like that you're playing that well, but Swazi was just on another level. But yeah, that means that we're going to be moving forward. And before we get to our next match, of course, we want to give another huge shout out to Astro. You can see our nice little headsets over here, the official partner of the pro competition. You can go to astrogaming.com. You see it there on your screen. Get yourself some dope duds. I'm a real big fan of this headset. Extremely comfortable. I was wearing my glasses again recently, actually, and they were really comfortable with that, which is a big deal. You wear glasses, right? Yeah, isn't that the worst? Painful headsets with glasses?
Usually, but here, no problem. I mean, we're on for hours, as you guys see, and we get our bathroom breaks, but for the most part, this headset is on our head for hours, and I don't really feel it. Usually, you feel like a little bit of like a pressure here where your glasses are, but on these are super duper comfortable. They come with the mix amp, really, really cool stuff. Definitely check out the all the Astro stuff, guys. Head on over astrogaming.com and treat yourself. Treat yourself to something nice.
Yeah, so you can better listen to the rest of these games that we've got coming up, or it probably won't get here in this exact second. So definitely at least to listen to the rest of the events that are coming up, because we've got the regional finals for a lot all in a row. As we're setting up this next match, just want to remind everybody, we've got the Middle East Pro competition, we've got North America, like West, we've got EU East, EU West, North America East. I don't know if that was the exact order, but it's all going to be happening within this weekend, so there's a lot of Mortal Kombat action. And here we go. The last round of Mortal Kombat action in this top 8 winners bracket, where Sagat and Wi-Fi Scorpion are going to fight. I was a huge Wi-Fi Scorpion fan. I am a huge Wi-Fi Scorpion fan, but they just didn't show up for a while, for like a few weeks at the end of the bracket, and we are seeing the Spiritual Guidance Z-Hat loadout coming from Sagat. So this is sick to start off the day.
Yeah, I mean, what's so cool about this with the Spiritual Guidance is it has a lot of meterless like damage. As you can see there, him launching up to you does not require meter. So if he gets that hit confirm, or that strike from the strike throw game that's so strong for him, it's doing a lot of damage for very little resources here. Tries to roll past with Scorpion ready with those 1-1 buttons right as he's getting up. Not quite a punish, but able to get that momentum, able to get him challenging somewhere. Beautiful hit confirm here from Sagat. And it's just the recovering time to just hit that down 3. Love the cancel. A little tricky, but Wi-Fi Scorpion all over it.
Oh yeah, look at this. So much damage goes into the reset. Had to guess right there. Didn't guess correctly. I think maybe he was guessing the grab, actually. It didn't look like he was just crouch blocking at that point. But, I mean, so much damage. But it's because he started the anti-air with a standing 4, which is like the highest damage, lowest scaling option you can get. That's one of the reasons why I think Wi-Fi Scorpion's so sick. He's super patient and takes advantage of all of the spots that he can. Trying to poke out of the corner, but this is... Oh, there we go. There's the grab, and this is scary. The corner damage with Spiritual Guidance. Oh, great conversion from the wake up 3. And now again, they're playing leapfrog here. They're just stealing the corner from each other, but yeah, has to break away there. No defensive bar. Sagat's going to make some hard reads. Another grab is going to be that hard read. Now he just needs to not let Wi-Fi Scorpion out of this corner. Good conversion. Oh, lands the low! Oh, he can fatal blow! He can fatal blow! Oh, does he even need to? He's gonna do it. Look at that combo! Look at that entire exchange in the corner. This should be it. He just took away, I would say, about 90% of Wi-Fi Scorpion's life in two combos. Just one combo into plus unblock Oki into another combo. That is the strength of this variation. That's the strength of Sagat as a Lao player. And both these players are so good at just taking advantage of every single thing that their characters have. They're like true loyalists.
Yeah, super good with their characters. Definitely know what is at stake here, what resources they can use. Oh, here comes the Z-Hat. Gets the punish there on the forward roll. Not a fun thing for Wi-Fi Scorpion when he's getting up. Does get that forward throw, though. Pretty good Oki, too. Decides to roll back, trying to get that gap between himself and his opponent up a little bit more. But there, tries to hit the dive kick.
Oh,
a little
no.
too late. Or did he think he was going to break away?
I don't know, but that's rough. I mean, he put himself in
Possibly.
the corner. Oh, but again, they're so good at switching sides every time. There's going to be one more mix-up, and that's that.
Sagat is so good at faking that throw. Going, right next to you. You're so sure that he's going for throw, but instead just goes for a regular strike, a mid, a little bit slower, but just slow enough that if you decide to press a button thinking like, oh, I got to throw tech this, no, you're not blocking, you're getting hit for some good damage, especially when that corner is right at your back, when you're up against the ropes. That was quite a comeback here for Swazi. We kind of see what we. I mean, it was so close to being a decisive 2-0 round, a 2-0 game.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that was a really great back and forth from both players, but it comes down to the fact that I think that, Sagat gets so much damage with this variation. You do sacrifice like some of the mix-ups of maybe having Buzzsaw or something like that, but we saw just how much you can do in the corner. It also gives you a little bit of like cancel options, which we didn't see really work out, but we did see the attempts at least. But I mean, hey, just getting that damage is huge. Wow, weird way to start that off. What is that? Standing 3 down 4 or something like that?
A strange little exchange indeed. Does duck under the Z-Hat though, gets the recovery before, under the multiple strings here coming out before anything else could stop him. Gets the forward throw, wants the corner positioning here. What's Wi-Fi Scorpion going to do? A little stagger here, forward 3. Definitely one of the best staggers in this game. Recovers way faster than it looks. Nice little short hop to fake out some kind of overhead pressure. And did you see him letting go a block there and blocking again? You know, kind of like a little bit of a fuzzy guard here, just in case, you know, he's got a whiff under a throw. And just like that, he did get under that throw, did punish decisively, and was able to get that round.
Yeah, and interesting choice, too. He chose not to spend his down 2 crushing blow, which could come into play later. You know, it was a risk to not just guarantee that kill, but, you know, it might pay off. Oh, just reads the cancel. Yeah, that cancel is very, very minus in every situation. It's more of like a respect cancel, right? You expect somebody to do an option out of the stance, and then they just don't, and you're like, oh, wait, he canceled it. But, yeah, big crushing blow here. And another grab. I like this kind of, like, switch up in play style. Much more aggressive, much more mix-up oriented.
I mean, throws are very, very good mix in this game. Very, very tough to defend against.
Yeah. I mean,
making it safe.
Especially from both these characters, their strike throw game both very strong. Speaking of that, defensive throw, and that should be it. Ooh, gutted him like a fish. That's gross.
I feel like he threw him like 5 times out just in that last round. Like, he was hyper going for throw, not only with challenging, you know, like you said, when he was interrupting that cancel. I mean, I feel like that was a preemptive decision to, you know, hey, he's going to cancel here, or there's going to be some kind of gap, maybe a stagger, and he just connected reversal throws over and over again. So it could be a little bit of a style change here, just to kind of keep your opponent guessing, keeping them on their toes. But Wi-Fi Scorpion making the right reads here. Throws are very, very dangerous in this game. They are very powerful offensive tool. You know, you got a 50-50 just in teching it. But if you become too predictable with those throws, you could be eating a lot of damage here from anyone in the cast with a down 2 crushing blow, which is a universal tool for everyone to have. Just duck on that throw once, and you can make them regret it for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, you know, at this level, though, you know, you don't even need the down 2 crushing blow to really punish the throw very well. But yeah, I agree. I love that style change. Now the fear of the grab is in Sagat's head too. You know, he's like, all right, I can grab like 5 times. Do I start ducking more? But then, if you do, is that exactly what Wi-Fi Scorpion wants? Having to make that decision means that Wi-Fi Scorpion essentially did his job in that last game. But again, they're just kind of leapfrogging here, switching sides in the corner. Finally says, I don't care about the corner because you are almost dead. Oh, that should be a whip finish.
That was Whip City. Yeah. That was Whip City right in front of him. Scorpion just kind of throwing his leg out at nothing here. Kung Lao just kind of backs off. Kung Lao's got that great like initial walk back speed. Really complements his buttons well. Trying to hit some mids with Wi-Fi Scorpion, delaying the wake up, trying to get a little tricky, trying to keep his opponent guessing. Speaking of tricky, here we go, straight for that low. Super dangerous stuff, especially when Scorpion's got something like a teleport there. Yeah, teleport for a nice combo.
He was just showing him that he was willing to do the cancel so many times. Oh no, the down 2 crushing blow. You see, he thought that was going to be the grab again, and that is in the end exactly what Wi-Fi Scorpion wanted him to think. And just made him whiff whatever option he was going to do to try to punch the grab. Back 1-4, I don't care, big punish. Whoa, jump over kick into spear backwards, that's cool.
Yeah, a little wonky there, but that's okay. Connecting the back throw here, trying to close the gap as Sagat's just trying to home in here on Wi-Fi Scorpion. Big kick to contest with, man. Kung Lao in the sky is second to none. As soon as he's up there and we're right next to him, very tough to deal with. But that was a deep uppercut. So high that he was able to convert into some more damage once he got on the ground. But this is not a good look. Doesn't have the breakaway just yet. Does have it right now, but it's going to be too little too late as Sagat taking this round, taking this game. And, you know, taking dusting off and shaking off all those bad vibes from the last game. No problem at all here. Didn't get thrown a million times here instead. You can even see it in the style change here from Wi-Fi Scorpion, where he was kind of playing to the fear of throw. And Sagat was able to kind of shift those gears just in time.
Yeah.
So Wi-Fi Scorpion in a bad spot to win these next 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, the adaptation, like, you could tell it actually only happened like partway through that game. But one of the biggest things here is that I think I just have to point out, like, I really love this idea of Sagat. Like, realistically, what this style is it's kind of a throwback to the same style that we saw from Foxy Grandpa back in the day when it was only the preset variations where you threaten throw and Z-hat on every knockdown. And the big plus here is that spiritual guidance means that anytime that you guess throw and you're wrong, you are taking so much more damage. It just makes that strike throw game that much scarier, and we've seen how well that could work. Plus, Lao is one of the characters who since then has kind of only either got buffs or pretty much stayed the same. He's not a hugely different. So I like this style, and it's one of those things where you're like, why would he start with spiritual guidance? It's so weird, but I think he's doing a great example of showing why.
Yeah, definitely has its versatility here. Trying to fish out some kind of breakaway there, as you can kind of see Sagat going right for the dive kick in the beginning instead of extending the combo just a little bit. Wi-Fi Scorpion connecting those spears, combo to combo, no problem swinging. It looks like Sagat looking to try to avoid some kind of throw situation, definitely not holding on to block super convincingly or super committed to it. Wi-Fi Scorpion just kind of, I don't know if he was looking for some kind of chip out there. That move is 100% not safe at all, but looks like Sagat wasn't looking to block anything after that back 1-4.
Yeah. Oh, but again, these hops, it's so weird. I think often when we see those like short hop 2s, it's an attempt to the flawless block, but it just turns into, if this doesn't happen, if nothing comes out, then I'm just going to overhead. And I think that's why we're seeing so many of those rather than the back 3s that we usually see the Scorpions go to. Just because that's obviously way safer. But, I didn't even realize he had that locked and loaded. And now he just needs one more hit, and that is it. This has been a really good back-and-forth match. I mean, I'm not surprised at all that we got to a Game 5.
No, definitely not surprised one bit. Surprised with how much the momentum has been changing, though. I feel like every time it's Wi-Fi Scorpion, it's like almost like super convincing. And it just, usually you see a little bit more of a gradual adaptation, but I feel like these guys are just super aggressive. Like, and that's kind of like what these characters are. I don't feel like they're super defensive characters. Maybe a little bit lower on the mix department. Very throw strike dependent types of characters. It's just been working out for them.
Yeah.
Let's see if we have any kind of variation change. Kung Lao does have other options, but I don't see him varying or straying away from it.
Well, yeah, we've definitely seen that Sagat uses those other options. In fact, we are going to see the Buzzsaw Possessed Hat switch. Now, Buzzsaw is a move that, we saw it a lot from the Mexican Liga Latina champion, Illuminati, who is really shown off why this variation is so good. Oh, he almost teleported into it, but look, that's one of the best things about it. It autocorrects whatever side they're on when it releases when you do the Amplified version. And so we get to see like that. Like, oh yeah, I hit you with a teleport, but I can't get a full combo because your Buzzsaw's there.
Yeah, exactly. Even though you got the right call, challenged perfectly, you still gotta kind of just restrain yourself. And we even have the Possessed Hat here, able to kind of add, again, a little bit more of a pesky projectile, but in some situations like that, a little bit more hit stun, as it doesn't just hit you once, it kind of hits you twice as it wiggles around. And Kung Lao's ranges where he can kind of bully you in a standing position become more accessible. Over 3 poking just at the tip there.
Oh no, that hopefully that's maybe just like a spectator issue. I don't know what's happening exactly with the lobby. Sometimes we do see that it shows that somebody left for us, but the players are actually still playing as our match is disconnected. Hopefully that's what happened, but if not, that would be a really unfortunate way for the end of that set to go down. So we are going to figure that out. But hey, you know what? It happens. It's an online tournament, the classic. So again, we're gonna wait for the official admin ruling on whether that works out or not. But I mean, yeah, that would definitely be a shame if somebody ends up taking a loss there, because that's been my favorite match so far. I mean, those two players, like you said, it's like really similar play styles, right? Like they're just playing this kind of like neutral game. They're waiting to like get into the range where they can kind of do their whole strike throw game. You know, there's not a lot of overhead low mix-ups. And even though Scorpion does somewhat have that back three that you can kind of do like the overhead low game, and it's not really the style that Wi-Fi Scorpion plays, which is, I think it's really cool to see such like a safe play style that's not just throwing things out there, like making people whiff and stuff. So yeah, they really are like so evenly matched. And I mean, I'm glad that at the very minimum, this is still a winner's, you know, top 8 match where the loser's not out, you know, the loser's still in because this has been a really good one so far. Definitely one of my favorites. And like I said, we're still waiting for the official ruling. I'm going to keep my eye on Discord.
Yeah, so according to Discord, it did say that he did disconnect, that the streamer and Wi-Fi Scorpion were still connected to the lobby. We're just kind of waiting on the official ruling here. Don't want to say anything just yet, but you know, we're on standby. We're looking for that. But man, that was a very down to the wire, you know, game 5 situation. These guys were just, you know, playing with everything they got. It was such a good set, man. So good. So looks like the ruling right now is they're re-inviting him. They're going to replay that game. I don't think we were too far into game number 5. I want to say that was right at the end of the first round. I feel like he just got that round.
2. Yeah.
I think he just got the round.
Yeah, but regardless, like I said, you know, they're so closely matched that this, I think, could still go either way for sure. So, I guess we'll be getting them back into the lobby. And I'm glad that we get to see, some more of this particular player matchup, if that is the ruling, which it looks like it is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that is definitely, that is it. Sorry, we're like taking the time to go over and look at stuff, and it does sound like they're back in. So here we go. Again, game 5, game 5, the sequel, essentially. Game 6 of the best of 5. But, that last one didn't count. The last one was a warm-up round. And so now it's time to see who's going to move forward to take on Swazzy. That's right. Swazzy's the other one up in this winner's semifinals.
Just practice. That was practice. All right, going in, big jumping kick from Scorpion, but Sagat just kind of refraining from going right into it, but does fish out that breakaway there, coming out in a really bad time here for Wi-Fi Scorpion. Not only losing his meter, but losing a lot of health thanks to that armor breaker crushing his bow.
Oh, again,
what an
anti-air. I love that. I was saying I'm a big fan of Wi-Fi Scorpion. Stuff like that is the exact reason why. So many people are way too afraid to go for that. They'll go for the standing ones. They'll just go for the raw teleport. But you want that max meaty damage. Although right now it's not really helping him. So one fatal blow away, maybe. A little bit more than that.
Could be. Fatal Blow's got a little bit of a range there. It does do some good damage depending on how it starts. Hits the up 3, and I'm actually really surprised by the fact that, Wi-Fi Scorpion hit that up 3. It got blocked, and he decided to start swinging afterwards anyway. Really risky maneuver, but that's just kind of showing, what he's willing to do. Think outside the box, play a little bit differently. And just kind of keep your opponent guessing here. A little stagger pressure here. Forward 3 recovers so quickly, and it's the perfect distance to just go for a throw. Connects that up 3, but doesn't keep going afterwards.
Oh gosh, the playstyle change is happening again. I was talking about how he wasn't going for all the mix-ups, but I think he started to realize that he needs to make some sort of shift to kind of knock Sagat out of his momentum, and it looks like he's going for a lot of high-low mix-ups now. He's got quite a life lead. Of course, this is still very close to over. Now, one more confirm and a fatal blow, and that's it. Really on, obviously on either side here, but that's very scary. Don't get hit. Oh, don't land in it. Oh! Oh, the tech! And he blocks it, and the jab's going to be it. We're going to a final round. That was extremely scary. He went for that final read right there. I like it. At that point, you're probably in chip territory, but the back 2 with punish. No more defensive bar for Sagat. He's finding himself in a really rough place. And again, these lows and overheads are coming out so much more often. I think Wi-Fi Scorpion's like, oh wait, he's not used to dealing with this now. Maybe this is my time to kind of cash out on the fact that I've been playing this other style for the rest of this set. But okay, now it's time for Sagat to take this momentum.
Oh, no punish on the short hop attack. Not a good look here for Wi-Fi Scorpion as he goes closer and closer into the corner. He's going to have no bar to break away if he does go for a ride. Let's see if Sagat can find that hit confirm. Jumping right over that buzzsaw hat. Perfectly timing here. Getting a little crazy with these empty short hops right into the low. The down three, super impressive on hit, super advantageous for Kung Lao. That's going to be a huge punish.
No! That could have been so much. That could have been it. There was no defensive bar. But he's gonna find it again. He's gonna find the grab. That was super scary, right? I mean, that was absolutely death. And then just the 2-1 happened, and that was it. I think he just missed the 2-1-2 at the end of the string. That was super scary. But even after the disconnect, losing the round, dropping the final kill combo, Sagat still manages to barely pull it out. But that's all that matters, right? It's the last hit, last round.
Yeah, man, just had to get it done, and that's what he did there. Able to get the job done. A little bit of a scramble situation there at the end. It was a big punish, being able to block something that's unsafe and not really getting something. I feel like there was a little bit of a misinput there. But you can't dwell in the past. You can't live in the past. You just gotta keep going forward, and that's what we saw here out of Sagat. Sagat was really killing it here at Kung Lao. I can't wait to see how far he goes into this bracket, man. Just so good. So good here. The Wi-Fi Scorpion not out. Like Chef said before, pointed out that this format is a little bit different here from what we're used to seeing in the qualifying weeks. Normally we are at the end or the last process of a tournament that's already happened the day before, or most of a tournament that's happened the day before. But today's event is just everybody starting fresh in winners, the top 8 that have qualified in this regional. And this is going to be the sub-regional finals for Oceania. Everyone getting a fresh start, a fresh full 8-man bracket. So you get a winner side and a loser side life. So you got to lose twice to be double eliminated from this tournament. And everyone's trying to get that money. Everybody's trying to get as high as they can in terms of, placements. The higher you place, the more you get out of it. It's tough, man. The higher you get up there, the tougher it's going to be. A lot of good competitors here in this region. So let's give a big shout out to PS4 tournaments. If you guys don't already know, PS4 tournaments is the way to do it. If you are that competitive player out there who just wants to be the best at anything you're playing, check out PS4 tournaments, weekly competitions for all skill levels. You guys can compete against your friends and rivals for unique rewards. You can visit the PlayStation 4 Competition Center, the one destination that has Mortal Kombat content. It gives you an inside look at how top players play, and you also get tips and tricks for players of all skill levels. All you have to do is go to compete.playstation.com and sign in with your PSN ID, and you are good to go to check out all the available games there on your PS4. It's so simple. All the way to find out the full tournament list, go there, check it out today. And looks like, we're going to be taking a very, very quick break, but we have more Oceania action coming right here. So don't go anywhere. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. This is the Oceania Regional Finals here for the Mortal Kombat 11 Pro Competition. I'm Darth Arma, joined by Wonder Chef, and we're so excited to bring you the rest of today's 8-man bracket here. A lot of players have been trying to qualify for these spots. Only 8 of these players here remain, and they're fighting for that $5,000 prize pool. Jeff, what do we have going on next here for the bracket?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is 8 of the best of this region, and now we're just getting, we're whittling down even more. Of course, this is just the winner's side of the bracket. There is a loser's side, which we might see in a bit. But right now, Waz versus Lion. Lion, who unfortunately didn't get a chance to play their first round matchup, is still definitely deserving of being in this spot. And this isn't a matchup that I've seen maybe I've seen it before, but I don't remember it. So I'm really interested to see how this plays out between Waz and Lion, the next person who's going to try to take down Waz. And then we've got Swazzy and Sagat, two of the players who've made it into the grand finals with Waz before, but neither has been able to defeat him. However, Swazzy definitely at least taking one tournament within this past season, which there was only, I think, 2 that weren't taken overall by Waz. So that's a pretty impressive thing. But that's going to be a hell of a brawl of a match, that Swazzy versus Sagat one. So I'm excited to see those. And then the players that have lost are also going to be playing down in the losers bracket, where there we go. So actually, yet again, unfortunately, Bajiga, in case you all missed it, just unfortunately wasn't able to make it to these finals. Still is going to be making it $250 even for not showing up, because they earned their spot here. But that means Temp is moving forward, and then Wi-Fi, Scorpion, and Solar Plexus. Oh, that's a rough match for essentially like just being that early in the losers bracket.
It's 8 of the best in this region, so it's definitely the way it rolls. Even if it's your first round on the lower side, it's the losers side of a super stacked tournament. A really, really good region of all these talented players. So it doesn't matter who you run into, when you run into them. Everybody here is going to be a tough opponent. So yeah, as we see here, Wi-Fi, Scorpion versus Solar Plexus is set up to go losers round 1. But I believe we do have our match ready to go soon-ish. I thought we were ready to go into it now.
There it is.
Yes. Looks like we're trying to go into our match, see what kind of characters we see here. So it looks like we're going to have a Sindel pick again, but it sounds like you're excited for Nightwolf.
So, okay, well, I'm always excited for Nightwolf, but we know that Lion is an extremely good Nightwolf player, so I'm not surprised. I am excited. The question is, we're going to see the Hannah's Wrath variation again, which is so cool. Not something we usually see. And then alongside the Rising Tomahawk launcher, on the other side, we're still going to see the launcher and the low projectile from Sindel. But I'm excited because this is the canon matchup. This is the MK9 canon matchup between Nightwolf and Sindel. The one that ended in a draw. It ended in a draw in the last time. Well, technically it was kind of a dub for Nightwolf, taking them both out at the same time, because he's just too dope in Mortal Kombat 9. But we'll see how it turns this time. Actually, it's the opposite. We've got live Sindel and zombie Nightwolf. But I don't know how this matchup goes. I'm excited to see.
Yeah. Let's see how this plays into it here. It does have the Rising Tomahawk for that little bit of combo extension, even with a strange little anti-air conversion there at the end. But Waz is equipping a pretty aggressive combo starter himself. Once he does go in there, is able to convert some good damage, and breaking away is definitely going to be something that's not super duper safe or free from risk when you're fighting against this variation of Sindel. Just swinging for the fences as Waz connects the rest of that string right there at the end. Looks like Lion is just kind of backing off, trying to wait for that opportunity, wait to seize the moment for him to make some kind of comeback here. Blocking the low screams as best as he can, trying to put on that yellow glow. Now, that yellow glow, when she's glowing like that means she cannot access the use of her meter. But I think when you're down to very, very little health like this, it's not really gonna matter. As you can see, he's just trying to reach and extend those normals as far as he possibly can. But Waz doing a good job of just kind of staying out of the danger zones, being as far away as possible and not trying to take too much risk.
Yeah, this has been an interesting game so far. I mean, the Reflect is an extremely good tool, but we're just not seeing the Reflect come out on reaction to the projectile. And even if there was, I mean, there is the opportunity. We saw actually Waz go for it to use the screen at that mid-range rather than the projectile to kind of fake you out and then get that free crushing blow. But right now, the zoning game hasn't even come into play in the second round. It's been all rush down all the time from Waz, showing the multitude of play styles you can take with Sindel. And, I mean, the Hannah's Wrath is good, but we just haven't seen the game plan get started from Lion. He's either just taking pressure. Okay, well, actually, here we go. This is the first start. But, yeah, you can break away that for free, so one more launch is when the scary stuff's going to happen.
And he could go right into a fatal blow if he does find the hit, but unfortunately getting hit with that cartwheel, that forward four string from Sindel, a very why not move, very tough, as long as you space it out. It's a very tough thing to deal with, and not that she gets like a huge reward off of it. I'm not saying it's like a broken string, but it's just kind of one of those strings that you just kind of throw out there. As long as you have the spacing down, you don't whiff in front of somebody, or even sometimes if you do whiff, they think that you're gonna not do the whole string, and then your other leg comes up and kicks him in the face. She doesn't really get a lot for that, but it's just kind of it's a very pesky move. It kind of just irritates you over and over and over again. So let's see if Lioncox can kind of switch it up here. I know Nightwolf has some other other viable variations, in terms of his custom build, custom loadout here.
I mean, this is actually like one of the weirder variations that I've seen from Nightwolf, and even tournament Nightwolf, especially a top tournament Nightwolf. Probably one of the better Nightwolves in the world. I mean, there's not a whole lot of them, but we've seen Lion consistently do very well with the character. So this is interesting to see that not making the switch, still going to be sticking with this. We have seen Hannah's Wrath more and more from kind of a lot of different Nightwolves. I think it's one of those moves that just takes some time to really figure out how to use it fully effectively. But right now, I mean, I think the tools are all here. We just need to see them used better. I mean, it's as basic as that is to say, we need to see the reflex against the zoning. We need to see a little bit more patience maybe against the pressure, a little bit, better blocking on the overhead and stuff like that. But again, why flawless block the projectiles? See, there we go. Look at that. It's such a good reflect. Like, that is one of the best reflect targets in the entire game because it forces them to like either commit to like a jump over or from pretty close range, even get punished.
It's going to be a big, unbreakable damage here. Waz just trying to do as much damage as possible. Get in, get out, do the damage, and then just kind of hit those little hits here and there with the why not cartwheel, some low shots. Waz able to confirm it's some pretty good damage here. Trying to just kind of force, that breakaway coming off of Lioncox, but Lioncox holding on to it. Here comes a shoulder charge, super risky. And speaking of risky, those highs getting hit by that down 2 crushing blow from Sindel, reaching so far away, connecting the down 3. I almost feel like I'm not seeing him fully commit after that down 3 on hit. He doesn't fully commit to that string. He did let Waz get away that last game. Waz was definitely not blocking after getting hit by that down 3, and he let him get away with it. Able to convert some good damage, hit confirm, able to go into this fatal blow. Gonna do a lot of damage, but I don't think the deed is done just yet.
Yeah, no, not quite. And you don't really get Oki off this one either, so I'm not sure if that was necessarily the best way to end that. But it is really close to maybe potential chip damage. Hannah's Wrath itself, a very hard to avoid projectile that could really add a lot on here. But now a trade is going to be bad. You have to watch for that reflect. No, why? The high projectile, the perfect target for that low Star Screamer to go underneath. If Hannah's Wrath was off cooldown, that might have been a little bit of a better option, but realistically, you just have to wait for the projectile, I think, in that situation. And that was a really close one, much closer than the first one, but still now. Waz making it up to that 2-0 lead. And I mentioned this earlier, the biggest issue here is that even if you do find some sort of counter pick, or if you do find something that starts to work against Waz and this seemingly dominant Sindel, Waz has the ability to change to one of, I would say, about 8 other really competitively viable characters.
Yeah, could change into a lot of different characters. Waz has a portfolio of, well-polished characters, like characters he knows in and out, characters that, he can play at the highest level. So I don't think switching it up on Waz is really going to be the long-term answer for the situation. So I think Lioncox agrees here, and he's going to stick it out here with Nightwolf. Not sure if it's going to be the same variation. It is. I don't know if Hannah's Wrath is doing too much. I feel like Sindel's not super meter dependent in all those instances where Hannah's Wrath does connect, and it's usually at mid to full screen. She doesn't really need to tap into anything really damaging unless she's right in your face. And Hannah's Wrath, the startup is really slow, so in your face is going to be a really risky time to go for that move. Oh, yeah, but tricky there. Canceling into the high arrow. Oh, he tried to go for a throw, but the delay wake up from Waz, able to catch him on recovery. Waz dropping a little bit of that combo ender, but he's not letting it affect him at all. Trying to make him fight through those screams, trying to go through these obstacles. Good block and punish here, Waz.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell that Lion's playing a little bit of a different style. Like, I don't want to say, like, well, I would say, like, just maybe more aggressive, like, putting it all on the line here, just because it is kind of like a slow, like, death by 1,000 cuts that's really, like, taking them out of this set at this point. So at this point, you kind of need to just take the momentum, find something that works, and just stick to it. But, again, Waz just not crumbling, you know, just holding his ground. Did drop one combo, but really, you get to see a lot of how much damage this variation can do.
The reflect
whip?
there.
Was that an accident? But the reflect was like, I think that was an amplified reflect even. That was a weird call, but look at this. His life just disappearing again. This is rough. This is starting to get really, really rough. I mean, the damage on Nightwolf is good, but the problem is he has to make you spend your defensive bar, and then he needs to open you up again to be able to get significant damage. But here's the defense bar spend. Almost definitely. No! I lied. Waz saving it for the options on wake-ups. No! Saving it for something else, but okay, there's no crushing blow on that armor break, and the forward 4 up 3 is gonna do it. The tool that has been doing so well for Waz this entire time is going to be the one that does just as well for him in the final moments. That means that Waz is going to be our first player making it into the winners finals.
Getting it done, and of course, getting it done in fashion. Waz demonstrating the other fatality here from Sindel. Always a showman, always looking to entertain the crowd is Waz. So big shout outs to Waz for making it all the way to winners finals, able to secure that spot. And I don't think too many people are surprised here. Again, very dominant player in this region. So let's see if someone can take him out. But I think the winner of these next of these next two fighters definitely has a chance once they get there, because they have been able to, you know, dominate this region as well. Maybe not in the same weeks where Waz is really playing on this A game, but definitely in their own sense and in their own right are top competitors here in the Oceania region. So let's see what they can dish out for us. And in the meantime, if you guys want to see what you can dish out for yourself, I know there is some merchandise you guys can pick up there on Amazon.com/Mortal Kombat. Let me tell you, there's so much more than just these shirts here. But what you guys do see here is the Intercontinental Combat Dragon design, the Pro Competition Scorpion, North American League Melina, and Liga Latina Sub-Zero. But let me tell you, there's so much more in the actual store. The only way to see the full catalog of tanks, hoodies, sweatshirts, all kinds of different styles, all kinds of different colors. And I believe there's 2 more characters, Raiden and Liu Kang, in the store. You guys can check it out by going to Amazon.com/Mortal Kombat. Or if you're watching from your desktop, I believe there is a button that you can click on right there, and it brings you right to the whole store. Check it out, show some support, and rep your realm, rep your game, rep your passion in fashion with this merch. So go check it out. Go get it right now. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. A lot of cool stuff in there. Yeah, we have I believe Swazi and Sagat coming up next here. Sagat's playing really well. Love seeing the Kung Lao. Love seeing the different type of Kung Lao here. You know, a little bit more damaging in terms of like those meterless damaging combos. And that Z-Hat just kind of complements the, you know, all the pressure he's going for. But changing it up a little bit is Swazi. You're going back to Johnny Cage. Not to say that we've never seen Johnny Cage from Swazi, but it could just be maybe a matchup thing. You know, maybe Kung Lao's mobility is too good to get over, to get around some of the things that Sub-Zero throws out at you. Let's see how this pans out.
Yeah, this is the other character that we, I'd say, expected to see out of Swazi. You know, the Johnny Cage and Sub-Zero, some pretty classic MK1 characters. But yeah, this one, one of the pretty big reasons might be that low force ball, right? It's his arcing projectile. It's going to stop the aerial approach coming out of Sagat, which is a pretty big deal when you're trying to play against Kung Lao. But yeah, there we go. Breaks away in a spot where, you know, you didn't really save all that much damage, and now you no longer have any defensive bar. But yeah, this is just probably one of those matchups where you're like, I don't want to just brawl the entire time with Sub-Zero, so I'm going to try to take some better normals, try to take some better, you know, like pressure situations rather than taking big risks, because the damage from Lao is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, very ridiculous. Also, I feel like he kind of wants better pokes to kind of contest there. That Kung Lao down 3 range, down 3 so far for a move that leaves you so advantageous on hit. You kind of want a button that you can poke back with. I know a lot of Kung Lao players love, going up against someone who's got a little bit stubbier down pokes, so that they can kind of just abuse down 3 over and over again until they get that hit, and they can kind of take advantage of that. Hits the down 2, but doesn't look like it went for a counter over any specific high. Could have been a slower mid coming out of Kung Lao in that scenario. Look at the spacing there from Swazi, walking back, coming right in. Those advancing highs from Johnny Cage and able to convert into some good damage. Right now, Swazi not looking to take any kind of risk, trying to play it as safe as possible, as you can see there, using meter to make that Rising Star as safe as possible, and just kind of swing it. Hits the down poke, takes full advantage of it, not taking a risk with throws, not going for anything crazy, just swinging with buttons. And hey, if you happen to not be blocking, that is good for me, because I'm not looking to take any big risk here.
Yeah, that was a pretty dominant game, I would say. A lot of it was just that, he started controlling the neutral. And realistically, that is such a big deal here. Like, you can't jump, let's say, like a Sagat can't jump because of the low force balls. You don't have the footsie normals to be able to challenge quite as well in this matchup. And then, like, what are you going to do? The only answer really that we could see is maybe Buzzsaw being used as more of a zoning tool, which is something that we've seen before in the past from Sagat. It's actually one of the things that he used, like one of his tools that he used the best against Waz in their last time playing in that grand finals, where that was an answer that Waz needed to find, and it took him a lot of games because Buzzsaw itself, a really good projectile. It's mid, it knocks down, does a lot of damage, has a really large hitbox, so even sometimes when you try to jump over it, it's a little bit difficult. So we'll see if that ends up being the plan. It already starts off with a projectile, so I'm thinking maybe.
Yeah, could be. That dive kick it right in Johnny Cage's face. The down poke, but I love the recognition of the Buzzsaw presence there. Poking it, even though it hit, decided to back off, looking for a different way for initiating this offense here. The up 3 does connect there. Johnny Cage able to throw tech right afterwards. Just going regular swings here, not going too risky, not going too crazy. Here comes the low, though. Looks like he just kind of threw that whole string out there, maybe not anticipating it to actually hit, so he can hit confirm it into a nut punch, but just kind of putting it out there just in case he wasn't blocking afterwards. And what a spin! Now that was a spin to win.
That wasn't even a combo. He did it so late. I think he might have just built the meter, and so he was still pressing. He was like, please build, but he wasn't blocking. So it was just a reset. We take those, though, as the classic fighting game line goes. We take those.
Oh yeah, definitely take them. 100% take those. Mids after mids here coming out of Sagat. Just trying to get his opponent to think like, hey, maybe this time he's going to hit him with a throw. Not sure if he was looking to duck that one, but does get out of there thanks to that breakaway. Over the other side, trying to apply some kind of pressure here. Just poking right back with the down 1 right after a deep jumping kick. Doesn't matter, gets the forward throw a little bit better on the corner positioning, able to close the gap, trying to get in here, get those buttons pressed, get right on top of his opponent. There comes the amplified force balls, just making sure that pressure is nice and crispy. And over the other side, Kung Lao, nobody home, able to get Johnny Cage just swinging for the fences. Just wake up buttons. Just wake up buttons.
It works, these players are so solid that every once in a while you just gotta go for that option. You gotta make your opponent respect it. If you expect that your opponent's respecting you, then sometimes you'll, essentially give them free pressure. Sometimes you gotta just say, hey, you gotta time everything correctly. You can't go for greedy things. You have to meet me with what you can meet me with. Otherwise, I'm gonna wake up jab.
Yeah. Could be a wake up jab, wake up big combo starting string. Could happen at any time, so gotta be on top, gotta be on point with the timing on your opponent's wake up. The forward throw right after. Continue this onslaught here, just forward throwing his opponent over and over again. Guessing right here on the throw strike game is Swazi. swinging right as soon as possible. Reversal timing here. Looked like Sagat was trying to challenge even more. Maybe he was trying to advance forward for possibly a throw. We're trying to loop over pressure, but Swazi was not having any of it. Able to just kind of swing at the first possible moment he could, you know, identifying that stagger pressure correctly here. And that's not, you know, not always the easiest thing to do, but I think Sagat might have been getting a little bit more predictable there.
Yeah, I mean, this looked like a much better game than the first game for sure for Sagat. But the thing is, like, we haven't even seen Swazi get down to that point where he needs to use the ridiculous comeback potential of this character and variation, right? Because this does have throwing shades. It does have the it has the fatal blow cancel is what I was going to say, but we haven't seen it come into play. But here we go, the Kitana from Sagat. You know, when we're talking about characters we don't usually see in competitive, coming out a lot from this region. This is going to be another example. It's got the low fan toss and the half blood stance, a pretty common variation to see from the currently competitive Katanas. That low fan toss, one of the, I would say honestly the best move that she has as far as custom moves go. Lets you guarantee, it's kind of like, you know, like a chip that you have to physically avoid instead of just duck. It allows you to be safe on block strings and mix up on block strings because you can do the low and then amplify it to be safe. And it just, yeah, it's a hard knockdown also, which is a weird thing to think about, but it's a really good move.
Yeah, it's a very, it's a move that does a lot of different things depending on what the situation calls for. You can use it as a zoning tool, you can use it as a mix-up tool. Poking right back here is Kitana, just trying to get some kind of frame advantage here. Oh my, what a punish. Swazi, you know, like nothing, not even missing a beat, able to do a matchup specific punish here against Kitana. I mean, that is a really good player here in the making, just showing you what it takes. Delay wake up buttons, everybody's favorite thing to deal with. Not only just blocking, flawless blocking there, getting guaranteed punish with that down one. And again, that's just kind of showing you Swazi's understanding how much health is left on his opponent. Didn't have to take any kind of big risks, just go for the regular poke. It's fast enough, it's gonna connect, no problem.
Ooh, I like that attention.
Great.
The combo was pretty cool, and yeah, being, stuck in the corner, it's a little bit scary, but yeah, well, I was going to say the one thing scarier is being stuck the other way, right, against Johnny. I do like his rollout. Ooh, the down four. So hard. I mean, Kitana depends on a lot of mids, right? She uses a lot of really strong mids. I mean, back one and back two are technically like pretty strong mids, but the problem is Johnny Cage down four, down three. They go so low. They go underneath a lot of those. Plus, they're so fast. Well, I like the stance cancel into the neutral jump. That's going to catch a lot of people trying to kind of like quick react to that stuff. Oh, are we going to see it? We are going to see it. Here we go. This is going to be so much damage. No, the drop. That's tough. That might be a hitbox issue.
I think you cursed him. I think it's a commentator's curse issue. I mean, it looked fine. He was getting the combo, and then Chef had to just, you know, ruin it for him.
Yeah,
just drops it. Now, he came off a really big. Blame me. Everybody else does. He came off a really big resource though. Pressure flow glasses usually does a lot of damage. Whether you want to keep it unclashable, unbreakable. Listen to me talking about injustice. Keep it unbreakable, or you know, just go for as much damage as possible and force that breakaway to come out. Either way, you're not going to be seeing it for the rest of this game. Swinging back is Swazi, going for the dash cancel out of the fatal blow. Oh, he was swinging the wrong way, but he didn't get punished. Protect, super crucial, but unfortunately overextends there with those normals. Big jumping kick from, or jump back kick, I should say. Now Swazi can switch. We've seen Sub-Zero earlier in today's broadcast. Could be seeing Sub-Zero again to kind of deal with the fan shenanigans as she kind of just throws those low fans, high fans to, you know, put up those obstacles, those projectiles in your way to kind of do, you know, a little bit of damage here and there, little pokes here and there. But Ice Ball is going to negate all that. It's going to go through that, negate the fans, negate any kind of projectiles. But then there's also this mind game. Never mind, we're not going there anyway. Looks like we're staying here with Johnny Cage. That first game, or I'm sorry, that game wasn't too one-sided. I would say Swazi just kind of lost his grip a little there towards the end.
Yeah, I mean, okay, that again, that drop was actually huge, right? Where he went for the instant jump punch in the throwing shades combo. That could have been it afterwards, right? It was basically like into a one mix-up situation to kill after that. But the fact that he dropped it meant that it was just getting so much less damage, and so maybe you just want to try that again, right? You've got another game of like kind of like a pillow where you can like a buffer game. You can see if this works or not. And I mean, Johnny Cage does do well in this matchup. It's not like Kitana has some sort of like weird edge in this particular game. It just happens to be that Sagat was making a lot of really good reads. In fact, I mean, her normals are good, but I mean, Johnny Cage still has the ability to deal with a lot of them really well, like how we saw the down 4, or like how we see the footsies right here.
Yeah, spacing really immaculate here coming out of this character. And he can really contest with his own orbs. I love the fact that he identified the delay side throw here, able to kind of just stop it right away with Shadow Kick. Could have been a reaction, could have been an anticipation, or a combination of both. Either way, Swazi is on match point here, looking to get this ticket into the winner's finals, where he's going to be facing Waz. But first, he's got to get through this last round here with Kitana. Low fan kind of just stopping him in his tracks, amplifying the regular fan to get a little tricky there, but Swazi being super patient. And look at that, the spacing there, just in that perfect distance of the Shadow King.
Oh yeah, that was absolutely beautiful spacing. Getting the jump kick into the Shadow Kick conversion, knowing that the jump punch would have whiffed, all of that super good. And yeah, Swazi like really taking control, especially that last round. So this is a little bit tough, but at least screen positioning's pretty good at the moment for Sagat. Sagat not really trying to zone. I mean, at this point, obviously has to play a lot of defense. I like that. So none of these cancels have worked so far. Swazi's really on top of it. I wonder if Swazi plays against the Kitana a lot.
Yeah, it definitely has the matchup experience. I mean, whether that's him playing against the Kitana or him going into the lab and, doing drills, he understands. He understands the motions. He understands what to look for. Whoa, I can't believe he blocked that side, but he didn't block the overhead, getting exposed here by this crushing blow. The damage over time, down to nothing here. And Sagat knows that he just needs to kind of poke him with anything. Doesn't even have, he didn't even have the bar to get the last breath here. So Sagat definitely left himself susceptible to that throw, holding on the block for dear life, but that was okay because the throw leaves him really far away. I believe both his throws.
Yeah, he gets like a zoner throw. It's like, oh yeah, get out of here. Which, I mean, honestly can work really well for him sometimes, right? Sometimes you're like, oh no, I have to get on the Johnny zoning, which is a weird thing to say, but it is strong. And wow, okay, now he's not a zoner, he's a grappler. That's been like 3 grabs. Oh no, this damage is adding up so quickly, and in fact, this should be it, guaranteed. That is a ton of damage on that full combo. You can get about 400 damage just for jabbing them in the corner, but I mean, after such a close set of matches at the end, once the Kitana switch happened, that was just a one-sided final round. I mean, that's what happens, right, when Johnny Cage gets you in the corner.
Yeah, just kind of locks you in there, no problem at all, and able to just apply the pressure that he's looking for. I also felt like the being able to contest those fans with those arcing fireballs was really, really good look. And I feel like he kind of knew exactly at what range. Okay, my arcing fireball is not going to whiff over, or I'm going to at least get the trade. And it just seemed like super well calculated. And sometimes that's something that a lot of people overlook when they're trying to lab matchups, like just in training room. So he definitely has that matchup experience. I mean, it could be against the god themselves, or it could be against a different Kitana. But either way, this region, they all know each other. They're all friends. They're all very familiar with each other's play styles, and you kind of see it there with the Kitana spacing in that matchup. So big shout outs to Swazi. That was a really, really good showing there with Johnny Cage at the end. Stuck it out with that matchup. Could have gone Sub-Zero, but just said I'm good. It's tough to come out of a loss game and say like no. Like I can stick with this character. I know what I did wrong. I messed up here, I messed up there, and I just got to apply something. And it's a trait of a really good player. So shout outs to Swazi.
Yeah, but I mean, also on the other side, shoutouts to Sagat for bringing out that Kitana, character who I want to say like a lot of people have said is like underrated, and a lot of people have said no way, she's really bad. So it's one of those characters, right, where like the whole community is very split on her, but we just don't have a player who's really like committing 100% of their time and then showing up to a lot of these tournaments. So it'll be interesting to see if that character kind of like evolves in the future. But I mean, the Piccolo was working really well, right? You could see why people would at least like the fact she's got that low fan now. It was doing a lot of work in the matchup. The character was, and it's another one of those things too, where like this was winners semis, but now they're still Sagat's going to be moving down, right? So Sagat and Lion both guaranteeing themselves at least $375, and then now we've got Waz and Swazzy, who are now guaranteeing themselves at least $750. So they're definitely pretty far in the money. But almost more importantly, that means that down in the lower bracket, which we see on your screen right now, we get to see those players get a second attempt. So I'm not sure which one we're going to first, but we've got Sagat taking on Temp. And okay, actually the one that we definitely are going to first is going to be Lion taking on Wi-Fi Scorpion. And Wi-Fi Scorpion did eliminate Solar Plexus off stream. We are going to have the first rounds off stream since these brackets are a little bit longer and we don't want to keep the players here forever. They do get tired like the rest of us, even though it looks like they're perfect, when we see them every week or every month. But yeah, they do have stamina themselves. So we are going to move into Lion taking on Wi-Fi Scorpion.
Yeah. Gonna keep rolling on here through the bracket and get these matches ready for you guys as soon as we can. I promise you we're getting on that as soon as possible. It looks like we do have it right here for everybody to see. We did see a little bit of Nightwolf coming out of Lioncox before. Not able to do the job over Waz, but could be just the right thing to do here for Scorpion. That's going to be a little tricky here if he's got the same loadout. It is a rather slower projectile, and Scorpion is a character that can kind of just teleport at any point, whether he's on the ground, in the sky, in the middle of making you block something. He can teleport and can bring some really good damage. So, Lioncox is definitely going to have to hang back when it comes to that projectile war. Maybe rely a little bit more on those faster arrows, high arrows instead of
Well, I mean, actually, interesting thing about Hannah's Wrath that we actually don't see all that often from Lion is that it is like safe from point blank. It's like slightly minus from point blank, so it's not like necessarily something you need to throw out just as a projectile. You can kind of throw it in the block strings and like kind of mix people up with that, but that's not really what we're seeing right now. We don't even need it, right? Like, here, use your meter. I don't care. You're almost dead.
Yeah.
Oh, doesn't quite get the punish on the roll, though, but still, gonna find it. But at least Wi-Fi Scorpion finding a way out.
Round 2, fight.
I think Lioncox was probably watching the last match here against Wi-Fi, where Wi-Fi Scorpion was playing. I feel like Wi-Fi Scorpion likes to do a lot of fuzzy blocking to try to avoid some kind of throws. But that is a little bit dangerous if you're not identifying these auto shimmy type of strings, and Nightwolf definitely has one here in his 1-1. So I feel like that could be opening up Wi-Fi Scorpion a lot. It did in the last round. Let's see if it does in this one. Beautiful throw tech there, able to recognize that 1-1-1 into a big launcher here in the corner. And thanks to that corner, we're getting some big damage. Nearly 38% here. Drops the Enter, though, and that's going to be a big, awful situation here. Big oof moment, if you will, because of one mis-execution error here. It kind of gave Wi-Fi Scorpion that opening, that green light to get up, swing for the fences, and hit confirm right into the fatal blow.
That's all it takes, man. All it takes is one drop, and these players are 100% going to be taking advantage of that. Like I said, that's the caliber of player that we're here to watch. And Wi-Fi Scorpion, also, that's what I've been, speaking their praises of how good they are at doing stuff like that. Double short jump in that grab. Buffed grab damage, though, because of the Searing Rage Spear.
Oh, tries to go tricky there with the low. Finishes the whole string and not looking to respect anything after getting blocked. This could be all she wrote. He does have access to that fatal blow. He's going to be doing a lot of scaling, but I think it's too little too late. getting quite in there. He's got that big thunderbolt that definitely comes from the sky and not the ground, and that is going to be enough here. Big finishing screen. Lioncox getting on that board.
This game is just too unrealistic. I can no longer watch this.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
cannot. I can't.
Great win pose, by the way. I love this one because the bird's just like chill on your shoulder. It's just the homie. He's like, yo, he's hyping you up. He's your hype man, you know? He's like, look at this. This match is worth something like $125, you know? And then, of course, the chance to go on and win more. So the bird's like, yo, let's go. Let's go. Nightwolf here in the top 8 for the Mortal Kombat Pro competition, like that's a big deal. Like not just a counter pick either, like a Nightwolf main. Very, very impressive. But the switch to the Spawn. Now Wi-Fi Scorpion, a little bit earlier in the season, switched from Scorpion, of course, to Spawn just to try to hold day with Spawn, and this Spawn was looking clean. It was looking very, very strong. But we haven't seen it since then for a while. I want to say a few months. So we'll see. Maybe it's gotten better. Maybe it's gotten worse. Who knows? I guess the only way to find out is to watch. But it is going to be the one Spawn.
Yeah. So this one's going to have a little bit of that air mobility and that big combo starter here. Not only just a combo starter, but kind of like a full screen check, if you will, as long as you've got the bravery to kind of go through those things. It's a very unsafe move, but sometimes throwing it out there will get you real far.
Oh, and we're seeing a lot more zoning this time. I mean, we've seen in a lot of these matchups that Lion's super comfortable, like just trying to zone with just even the bow, which is, I'm gonna say like a pretty bad projectile unless you have the lightning arrow. But you know, Lion's like, you know what? I'll take this. I'll make them try to duck. I'll just control the space. I'll control their movement with it, and it works pretty well. All right, this is, oh no, there's no meter for a breakaway. So this is actually a lot of damage. Fatal blow means one more conversion.
Does get the throw, and is going to be one throw away from death, but decides to back off. Throwing on that Hannah's Wrath. Oh, tries to get the neutral jump, but Spawn didn't commit to the whole string. He just bet it all. He just bet it all.
What? What a risk to take down one shoulder charge after such a good round. I mean, that was one of those moments where Lion must just been like feeling the flow. Like, oh, I've got this easy, free, down one shoulder charge. That's a risk.
It's a huge risk, but a lot of people like to challenge right after, blocking a down poke. So I get the school of thought, but I just think that it was a misread in the moment, the scramble situation here. It looks like, especially I feel like when you're playing a character like Spawn, I feel like you're not very, he's got slower buttons, a lot of recovery on a lot of his buttons, so I feel like a lot of Spawn players are very reserved when it comes to mashing situations. Does get the punish there on the Hannah's Wrath, a nice little bonus to taking away some access to meter, connecting that forward throw. Big jump in and right into the overhead. Gets a little tricky, but I love seeing the fact that Wi-Fi Scorpion reacted to that overhead and actually stood up.
Yeah, it's not the easiest. Ooh, I like the amplify right there. That charge, of course, crushing blows if he gets, through that projectile, but managed to stop it again. The down one shoulder charge, and that might be it. That might be 2 down one shoulder charges, and just losing an entire game for it. I think this is gonna be it. I truly think this is it. Yeah, that is enough. And I can't believe it. I can't believe it. 2 games in a row, or I should say 2 rounds in a row in the same game, and now it's all tied up. And honestly, the thing is, Lion was winning both of those rounds. It's just both times in a row. It's just one big risk. I mean, I think that one at the end, it wasn't necessarily assuming it was going to hit. I think there was an assumption there that it was going to chip to death, but it didn't. And at this point, I would say maybe just don't down one shoulder charge again. That's super unfortunate. But regardless, I still think that that Lion's probably still in control, unless there's some sort of like mental break here. I think this is still going to be a pretty Lion-based matchup. And I mean, Wi-Fi Scorpion can't switch off this Spawn.
Yeah. No, definitely cannot. This is a commitment here. Could be a different variation that we see from Lioncox, but we haven't seen it so far in tonight's broadcast. Gonna be believing in Hannah's Wrath, gonna be believing in that very unique property, and gonna continue that. Gonna have Rising Tomahawk to do as much damage as possible.
Yeah, I'm curious about Hannah's Wrath. One thing that I realize I've never like actually labbed is, does Hannah's Wrath prevent you from spending your meter for last breath? I need somebody in the chat to answer that one for me, because that's a real testing one. Somebody's got to have MK11 open. But you know, that could have been one of those situations, because he was getting down to that point where he wanted to chip somebody to death, so it's actually coming into play. But right now, he doesn't even need to worry about that. He's just doing so much damage in the corner. That has to be a break.
Oh, yeah, big breakaway. Trying to salvage this situation as much as possible. Does get the wake-up button to punish. Just like that, even though he's got a huge life lead, Lioncox doesn't want to give him any kind of momentum. I feel like a lot of players would have saved that meter for the next round, which is, you know, very close and almost seems inevitable here, down to Out of the Sky. Once you go into that fight, you really don't have too many options other than just starting to attack. And that definitely had its bases covered as Lioncox just hits that down to an extended little tomahawk, just reaching where it needs to go. Gets the reversal throw. Now, it wasn't on the correct side for the crushing blow, so you got to watch out. If you do put Spawn in the corner, you're going to have a devastating crushing blow. Love the spacing there. Backing off, trying to get him to press a button, hitting him with that sweep. Here comes the wake up 3. Now, Wi-Fi Scorpion getting a little reckless here with these wake-ups. Might be a little too predictable next time he gets knocked down.
Ooh, trying to bait the breakaway. That's actually how you bait that breakaway, is you expect them to, or you make them expect that you're going to amplify the Rising Tomahawk, and then you don't, and they break away after the first hit, and they look like a fool. But didn't happen. Oh, no conversion. I mean, this is one conversion to death. Oh, now it's Chip. Oh.
Yeah, he didn't have... I believe even if he committed to the whole string, it probably would have chipped him out, unless, you know, Lioncox somehow flawless blocked that first hit. Beautiful conversion from the stand. String, gonna leave him in a standing position right next to him. Fakes to go for the overhead, but instead, just a regular empty jump into the low. The sweep there, where the demon comes out of hell, is actually his sweep. It's the forward throw crushing blow, big damage. Oh, I would have loved to see a bigger commitment there, but does get the breakaway next combo.
Oh, and that is that. Yeah, you can see how much damage Spawn does. I mean, that's like pretty much just the Spawn thing, right? Especially when using the 1 or any variation that has the charge. You're just like, yeah, this character is just gonna, like, you know, it's gonna play patient. If he hits you once, then you're in trouble. You're in tons of trouble. And that's exactly what happened. You even saw like the usage of the glide in the combo, which is a little bit tougher, but it adds damage from what you would normally get. So that's the reason why we're seeing the 1 variation as opposed to like Soul Forfeit. I always forget the name of that move. I always want to call it Soul Sacrifice, but yeah, Soul Forfeit, which has become more popular over time.
Oh yeah,
the glide's working out.
Yeah, glide's working out. Again, you want a little bit of, you can also add a little bit more mobility there. Sometimes it helps you when you want to stay in the air, try to avoid some projectiles. I actually noticed in that last game, I guess if you flawless block Hannah's Wrath, the effect of, you know, not having access to your meter doesn't go in, doesn't stick.
Really?
I don't know if you noticed that. Yeah, he flawless blocked it on wake up, like while he was waking up, and then he didn't turn yellow. And I was like, I didn't know you could bypass that. So, you know, I'm probably guessing that he didn't know either. I don't know how much of a factor it's going to go into play here, but I think it's just a little added buff to some flawless blocking.
Yeah, well, I think that nobody has labbed Hannah's Wrath enough. Maybe Lion has, but definitely, I mean, nobody answered me in chat about whether or not it stops last breath. So I think a lot of us are just a little bit inexperienced with the move. And I labbed it a good amount, but it's got a lot of unique properties. So yeah, we'll see, I think, in the future. But whoosh, what a round so far. I mean, it's been like 10 seconds. Talk about Hannah's Wrath, but only get to see it like 1 time. And this is a rough life. And there we go. Lion looking to tie things up.
And not a good look here for Wi-Fi Scorpion. He is, you know, he's looking pretty good. I mean, you know, this spawn pick definitely the way to go against this Nightwolf, but not in a good spot right here. Does get the back throw, trying to turn the tables just a little bit here. Nightwolf just kind of swinging for the fences, getting exposed, getting opened up here. Left in a standing position, is able to respect that.
Ooh, this is kind of like in and out game has been super strong from Wi-Fi Scorpion, like backing up, hitting with that kind of max range sweep, dashing back in and grabbing, just playing a game of like mix-ups that you have to like really make your opponent not expect all what you're going to do, because Spawn's not really a mix-up character, but his movement is technically good. His dashes are good, even though he's like a little bit slow as far as like walk speed and stuff, so you can kind of play that game, and now he's putting himself onto match point with it, and that's pretty tough here for Lion. But I mean, Lion has so many really good rounds and then just loses the next one. It's very weird.
I love how he used that mobility there to get around the projectile. You know, he saw it coming, tried to get it some kind of punish, but I feel like he just didn't execute it right. Stand at 3-4, whiffing big time here as Nightwolf rolls past him, gets around it, hits that recovery, tries to hit the throw, but does find the scramble down two. I mean, out of nowhere, just hitting it.
That was
right in the jaw.
Oh no, the crushing blow. Oh no, it's happening. How much damage can we see? We see the glide conversion. We see the immediate breakaway. That was still over 400 damage essentially. So 40% because he's a normal health character. But that evened it up so quickly. And he had a breakaway there. I mean, it was pretty scary because he's got Fatal Blow. He actually could have stopped him from even breaking away with that Fatal Blow. But the grab is going to do it. And that's going to take us to a game number 5. But yeah, that was a super scary situation, really, for both of those players in a row.
Yeah. I mean, whenever you get thrown by Spawn in the corner, it is super duper scary. It's kind of like, I feel like everyone almost always expects it, but then if you're expecting it too hard, you know, a lot of people will like neutral duck and then just like preemptively hit down 2 on anything. So Spawn can like wait a little bit longer and then throw you after you're done doing down 2, which, you know, you're getting punished for. So you can't, you can't tuck out of that situation. That's a guaranteed, throw animation into the crushing blow. But it looks like he's going back to the Scorpion.
Interesting. I mean, I understand it, right? I feel like the Spawn has been getting like dominated in a lot of rounds, but he's just managed to find a few wins here and there, but it doesn't seem like he was as in control as he was with Scorpion. It just looked like the first game was a little bit out of his own control, but it seemed to me like even though the Scorpion lost, it was still like a more comfortable pick, which makes sense. The name is Wi-Fi Scorpion, right?
Oh yeah, it definitely is. Love the name, by the way. Beautiful spacing here at the forward 3. I feel like he confirmed it before the forward 3 even came out. Like he saw that his opponent was whiffing and said, all right, this is going to hit. Because obviously teleport is super duper punishable on block. Oh, trying to hit that stand 4. He loves trying to hit any of those, the stand 4, stand 3 buttons.
Look at this, just
throw pressure.
A bunch of tiny hits, which is, I mean, it's all adding up, but here we go, no breakaway, and that's going to be one really big hit, cashing out on all the meter. Look at that, 370 damage, and now, again, 1-hit conversion. Yeah, this is it, for sure. You're not going to let him get away from this. You are too close to the end of this. And again, this is the loser's bracket, right? This is the first match that we're watching where the loser actually is eliminated. And they have already guaranteed themselves $375, but, you know, the winner of this match guarantees themselves at least 500. So this is a big deal. The pressure is really on. You do not want to let your opponent have any chance of escape. Oh no, no defensive bar. Things are starting to run away from Lion here.
Oh, does connect that forward throw. Is in a good position here. Does get the Hannah's Wrath there. Swinging back out as Scorpion. But because of that Hannah's Wrath effect, not able to utilize any bar for some big damage. Connects the forward throw. I guess he was going for some kind of throw mix. Didn't want to get too predictable here. Oh, that was it. That was the win.
Oh no. Oh no. And no defensive bar because of the cancel. But the drop. Another drop! What a heartbreaker in the final moments! Things were looking so good, but then it just turned into a tragedy. And so, that's going to be Wi-Fi Scorpion moving on, and it will be Lion going out at 5th place, tied for 5th place, and that is still an extremely impressive showing, especially for a Nightwolf main, but boy, that is certainly a heartbreaker of a way for that game to end, especially in a game 5, right? Oof.
I love how you called it a heartbreaker when he literally ripped his heart out with the spear. I mean, I feel like you weren't
All
even
right.
like. Yeah, I feel like you weren't even really thinking about that. Like,
I
because we
was.
were in that moment where we're like, oh my God, he had it and he dropped it. And just out of nowhere, that brutality. The brutalities
I
always sneak
know
up on you, man. The
they
brutalities
do.
always sneak up on you, and just before you know it, they're dead. They're missing like a very critical part of their body that they need. Um, so definitely a heartbreaker situation, especially. But that's what it is, man. When you're in the heat of the moment, that scramble factor, it is always going to be something. Like you can't be perfect. No one is perfect. People will drop
Yeah.
combos. There will be, ins and outs, and you got to just kind of keep that composure, keep on trucking, and just trying to figure out what to do. What's the best move to do from here? So that was still an awesome ending
Yeah.
there to that set.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really good set, right? It was really like a back and forth, a game about deciding like which characters you want to play, and overall, just a good showing from both players. It's just there was just a few unfortunate things, and that's how life happens. But Wi-Fi Scorpion, been extremely impressive this entire season. It's great to see them continuing on and just gonna move on to, I guess that's the winners semifinals or something like that. I don't know. But regardless, before we move on to our next losers bracket match, we want to give another big thank you, of course, to PlayStation. And of course, the Mortal Kombat 11 Pro Competition is presented by PS4 Tournaments. So you can check this out and the Open Series, which is still ongoing. There's a bunch of different tournaments for all different skill levels. You can go and, I mean, not even just enter tournaments, right? There's lots of different videos. You can see all the different thoughts and strategy articles from a bunch of different top players around the scene, and not just for Mortal Kombat 11, for a whole bunch of different games. So be sure to go to compete.playstation.com. You go there. If you sign up for any of the tournaments, then you just play them all through your PlayStation, and it's all super duper easy. And that's what these players have been doing this entire season. And on top of that, you can also go there to see what the schedule is for all of the tournaments coming up, because there are a lot of these regional finals broadcasts coming up over the rest of this weekend. So this is just the start of a lot of Mortal Kombat. But here we go. Sagat and Temp on the other side of losers. Again, this match is essentially a $125 money match. The winner is going to walk home with guaranteed that much more than their opponent. But we're going to see the Jackie coming out of Temp and the Buzzsaw coming out of Sagat.
Round one.
Yeah, we saw Temp, looking at other characters as well. We saw the switch over to Collector, maybe a little late in that first game, but right now kind of sticking it out with Jackie here. Big jump-in kick from Kung Lao, despite, Jackie low profiling just a little bit there with that poke. Here comes the dive kick as well. This is all offense here from Sagat. Temp not able to deal with this, not able to deal with the onslaught. Good throw tech there, is able to react to that, hitting the down shot and connecting that pressure. Going to be doing a little bit of extra damage for that back throw, thanks to that DOT, that little damage over time. Connecting these forward twos, not dropping them like we saw him dropping a little bit earlier before. Love the short hop going for the low, but Sagat was all over it, man. He knew it. He knew that was an option. He knew it was coming out. He knew the timing.
Round two.
Yeah, we've seen Sagat prove how good he is with Buzzsaw against this variation before. It's one of those things where, like, he goes this for sure for the air control of the Buzzsaw, right? You can guide it upwards, you can amplify it, and then kind of use it to, like, bait the Jackies to jump into it, which is going to give you a full combo. And then just on top of that, it's basically still the base Kung Lao that Sagat's shown that he's so good with. But Temp, on the other hand, didn't really get a chance to show off too much of what they can do with this Jackie, right? There was an immediate switch in the match against Waz, but looking a lot better this time at least. Oh, I say that, but there's your chin.
Yeah, your chin is gone. Your chin is out of here. Love the empty jump right into those stand buttons, but Sagat showing so much composure. As soon as I say that, getting opened up here from this offense machine. Jackie Briggs, he does hit like a truck once they do find that opening. Big sweet chin music right through the glass, and coming down to a final round here. However, you got to watch out though. Sagat still has access to that fatal blow, is able to connect it from a lot of different situations, mostly combos, but can get through some projectiles as well. Going with a regular strike here, not going into anything too crazy, as it looks like Jackie was just letting go of block right at that second hit became active. All sort of damage here. Thought that the breakaway was coming, but Sagat just refusing to come off those 2 bars, instead holding onto it for a little bit of a roll. Decides to roll again, this time getting countered here. Not really a straight punish. All those mids, man. Those mids from Jackie Friggs, some of the best mids in the business here, as Temp making this comeback in game number 1.
Yeah, that was a rough round, but that's what happens, you know. I mean, like I said, we didn't get a chance to see very much Jackie yet today, which is pretty rare. You know, there's a lot of Jackie players out there, but this is, of course, the classic Jackie game plan, and the big thing is that she makes it so that you take a ton of damage even if you break. And if you do break, then you're still, having taken that much damage, then you're in just a ton of trouble, right? And that's exactly what happened in that final round. Talk about practical damage. I like to say that, which I'm pretty confident in, that Jackie has the highest practical damage in the entire game, right? Where you can't just break away from one single hit. It's not like the Baraka launcher or something like that. It's practical damage, because no matter what, you're going to take a bunch of damage over time on the floor. You're going to take all the unbreakable damage from at least going into the launcher after the blast, and then she gets even more just like chip and damage from second launches, and she only spent a bar. So yeah, that's the Jackie plan, and Sagat was fighting it pretty well, but you know, Jackie just needs a couple openings and you're toast.
Yeah, a very high damaging character here. Can challenge, of course, with those mids, you know, after blocking some pokes here from Kung Lao, which you have been seeing here. Tries to get some kind of buzzsaw pressure, but you really, oh man, I was going to say what a great anti-air, but he missed the conversion, but found some weird buzzsaw.
Reset.
That's been a win, baby. Yeah, definitely a reset. American reset.
Australian reset.
But we're, oh, there we go. Forgot what region we were in for a second.
Oceania reset.
Buzzsaw conversion. Yeah, just kind of just flops right into it as Jackie goes for that super jump, as she just kind of flings herself from one side of the screen to the other. There comes buzzsaw pressure, mids into mids, or I guess technically high into a mid. The downward shot, Kung Lao wants nothing to do with it, trying to get away, but finds himself in a lot of damage over time. Pretty much 20% just from that throw.
Yeah, the classic. Oh, another drop. We're seeing a lot of uncharacteristic drops in these games in particular. Maybe both players are feeling it at this point, you know? Like I said, there's a lot of money on the line. They're getting really close to these top spots. And as you get close to the top spots, the more you win more money for every game that you win. But ow, big crushing blow. Classic Jackie combo, and now, yeah, you gotta get out of this corner. That's a good way to do it. Immediate fatal blow, expecting maybe the breakaway. I think there was a meter. Actually didn't see it in time, but this is probably not gonna be enough, I don't think. I think it's gonna be close.
950. 950.
Oh yeah,
you're right.
Oh, it gets over. Oh no. Oh, the down 3 trade. That was so scary. I mean, how many times have we seen the forward 3 from Jackie step over a low? Oh my gosh, that was three damage left, 3 health left, and that was almost the I don't know, the clutchiest clutch, but Sagat did make it.
Could have been a super clutch moment there. Yeah, that down 3 able to come out just in time. I'd say Kung Lao is one of the better down 3s in this game, not only just for how fast it is, how advantageous it is on hit, but also that range. Really, you can just kind of poke it out there. And yeah, I feel like in a lot of scenarios, that forward 3 from Jackie would have gone clean over some low pokes, but not Kung Lao's. I think it was a little too fast. So.
Yeah, and honestly, just like the hitbox on it, it's so good just for what it is. There's a reason why you see it so much out of that character. Like, you can use it as a footsie tool, you can use it in your pokes, use it a lot to just get that sort of advantage. But yeah, that was all he needed right there. So very scary, but managed to make it work. And I like the fact that we're seeing the commitment to Jackie. I think that was such a close game that you just don't want to just say, okay, let's immediately switch, which is something that is really easy to want to do when you have so many good characters like Temp does.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Oh, trying to make that dash punch into something. Now, we all know that dash punch got severely nerfed, no longer safe on block, so it's always going to be a huge risk for Jackie if she wants to go for it. Trying to aim that buzzsaw up and down, trying to get her to bite, but looks like Temp just kind of holding onto the block button as best he can. That's going to be advantage. Kung Lao there. She hits the down shot.
Oh,
Go
no, that's
low.
it.
Yes.
That's it. That's the classic.
So well.
You know, I was talking about practical damage. The other reason why her practical damage is so high is that Jackie always finds a way to convert into fatal blow. It's just like, it's impossible. Like, everything that she hits, she can fatal blow from, and she gets so many good conversions into it. She has some of the highest potential comebacks in the entire game, and we see it a lot. That was a perfect example of it. All that damage in the fatal blow.
That was a huge life deficit here, but Jackie able to kind of, make that gap, close that gap here. Temp going for a ride, getting opened up here with that overhead. Unsafe stuff, but a great way to get nice and tricky when your character doesn't have too much in that mix department. Connecting back throws, trying to hit that back to that mid, that super far advancing mid here. A lot of people like to cancel it into something crazy like dash punch. That's going to be a whiff throw there, special to this Jackie animation. Oh,
and
man.
Temp hanging over the hat, managing to avoid landing in it by using the air blast. Probably not going to matter. Yeah, this is definitely going to be like a chip round, but that was still a really cool thing to see. Just the perfect counter for the perfect tool in that situation. But here we go. This is another really close set. I mean, I'm not surprised at all that so many of these sets today have been really close. There's a reason why they're all here in this top 8, and they're all really close on points as well, right? It's just what we expect from them, but I'm happy to see it regardless.
Yeah, of course. Love seeing, just this high-level play, this region showing out the best that they can. Big jumping punches coming out of Kung Lao. Oh, and he tried to get a little crazy there, possibly thinking that, that was his opportunity to go for an anti-air, but here comes 2 downward shots. You never know exactly when she's willing to spend that meter. A lot of people like to hold on to the meter just for the threat of it. Could be a trade, could have been bad. That could have been bad for either of these players. Could have been a crazy conversion. Oh, she whipped the throw, but again, because that animation, she's so far back, a lot of people don't like to swing on her. No, it's not.
Wasn't it? What was that reset? What was the reset? I feel like that could have been it. Was there just not enough meter for the first blast? I thought there was, but oh no, it goes the other way. I guess there must just have been. There must have been something else you could do right there. I think maybe just grease kick in the corner right there would have been enough damage. I'm fairly certain, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm totally off. I mean, this is, that was definitely one of those situations where you really have to eyeball all the damage really quickly. But yeah, that was really pretty much, it looked like a game over spot, and Sagat still managed to clutch it out. Going to get ahead in the match because of that, but that's rough. I mean, meter management is gigantic when playing this kind of variation of Jackie, right? Both offensive and defensive, and you really have to be careful to not overspend.
Yeah, you don't want to, overspend or overextend. And I don't know what could have been different in that scenario. I think it could have just been one of those situations where, okay, they have under 13% health. There is an opportunity where a lot of people fall for this. A lot of people aren't ready to throw tech here in the middle of this combo. Let me just go for it. Are we going to be seeing a switch to Raiden here? I don't know, man.
Ooh.
A lot of people say Raiden is bad despite having a really, really good teleport. Walk back.
Good other stuff too. Yeah, I mean, the character has quite a bit, and I mean, the character got a lot of buffs in that one patch, and then we didn't really see anybody like try Raiden. I don't know if Raiden was actually the pick, but okay, I do like this choice to stick with the Jackie. I think at this point you kind of stick with your guns. You have to play what's comfortable to you, because I don't think you're going to really find a solid counter pick to Sagat at this point. He's got the opportunity to like switch again to a different variation he's more comfortable with if he loses one more game. And honestly, the Jackie's been doing fine. It's just come down to these final moments. I mean, this was like one little poke away from being 2-1 in the other direction. Easy.
Yeah, easy. Or even just a failed throw tech there at the end that we saw Sagat, clutching out when everything was on the line here. Big jump and kick, and I feel like he's trying to condition Temp to not swing after blocking the jump in. But once you start respecting your opponent, that's when they can walk all over you. Here comes the dash punch from downtown, able to convert some good damage thanks to spin to win. Spinning again here, just going for possibly some kind of Oki setup there. Maybe thought Jackie was going to go for some crazy up 3 or maybe a roll. Didn't want to kind of keep his space, keep his distance. So good on Temp for staying composed, staying calm, and not, going into those urges to kind of wake up with an attack. So sometimes it's good to just sit back and block.
Yep, I mean, patience definitely pays off, but it's especially scary just because you know that either way in this matchup you're getting punished. I think it's where we're not seeing a whole lot of up 3s or rolls from a lot of these players, I say as he rolls. I mean, aside from that though, we haven't seen all that much. Plus, I mean, Jackie wants to save her defensive bar, right? I mean, I don't even know if she had it at that point in time, but she wants to save it for sure.
Yeah, it's not every character could utilize defensive bar, but she's definitely one of them. Connects the back throw. Is this going to be enough here? Just shy from it. Able to kind of bring her down to nothing. She does still have 2 bars for that last breath mechanic, so you got to watch out. Chip out might not be the easiest thing to do, especially if you're getting thrown over and over again. Rolling back, trying to keep some distance. I do like it. Very risky stuff, though. If Jackie didn't take to the air, that could have been a blocked and not chipped out situation there for Sagat. But again, able to clutch it out in those strange little scrambles here. It's coming out of Jackie Briggs. Just an empty jump throw. Too much respect coming out of both these players right here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even. I'm not even going to talk about what happened earlier, but I mean, here we go. This is again match point for Sagat. Temp though, if Temp manages to win this round, I mean, that's a huge morale boost to try to kind of like even up the whole thing and then just take that final game. But right now, Sagat has some good corner positioning and spent a lot of meter for that damage, but did get a lot of damage for it, which is of course, what you're aiming for here. Oh, wow, really hard read. And, I mean, no punish on it, so it will come back if Temp manages to live that long, but it's looking like that's not going to be the case. The jump back dive kick that's actually won a lot of different rounds for Sagat is going to win that final round too. And so still, that is going to be $375 guaranteed for Temp, but that is going to be where Temp will be eliminated from the tournament in this loser's bracket match. So congratulations on 5th place, but that means we are going to be seeing Sagat move forward.
That's right. Sagat moving forward here in this lower bracket where, a lot more is on the line. You lose down here, you are out of the tournament, as we just saw. Temp now officially out of this tournament. But again, a great season, especially that last week. Temp making a huge comeback, jumping up all the way. Those obstacles. Getting those points and being able to qualify there right for the end. And it's just it's a good feeling to see it pay off. But looks like we're going to be taking another short break again. A lot of high-level Mortal Kombat 11 action coming out of Oceania. So if you guys want to see the rest of it, don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back.
And welcome back. We started the day with 8 of the best from the region, and we're down to 4 players and 4 matches left to see who's going to be the Oceania Intercontinental Combat Mortal Kombat Pro Competition champion. It's a lot of titles, but it's definitely one that they're going to want to win. And the only 2 players left in winners and 2 players left in losers. So it's time to figure out who's gonna get there, especially first who's gonna be in the winner side of Grand Finals.
Yeah, winner side of Grand Finals is definitely a very cushy spot to be in, especially considering that you got to lose 2 consecutive sets in order to be eliminated from the tournament. But it is going to be a tall order for either one. We do have Waz going up against Swazi in the winners finals. That's going to determine who gets in there on the winner side, and that's the loser of that match is going to determine who goes to the losers finals. Down below, who we do have loser semis finals ready to go. It's going to be Sagat versus Wi-Fi Scorpion. The winner of that will advance to the losers finals, and the loser of that unfortunately will be eliminated from this tournament, as that will be their second tournament loss in this double elimination bracket. So that's pretty much how it works. for double elimination brackets. You lose once, you get knocked down to losers. You lose the second time, you are out of the tournament entirely. But it's never over till it's over. Anyone can win, but if you're coming from the loser side, it's a lot tougher, a lot more matches. And when you get to that grand finals, you got to win 2 sets in a row against, right now, one of the better, whoever comes out better in that winners finals brawl. And in order to get to that winners finals, you got to be solid. You got to be good. So it's definitely a tough thing to do, but it is possible. It's never over till it's over. So let's see how this pans out. Waz been having a pretty, I would say, pretty easy time so far. The Sindel doing a lot of, damage, and he's just been able, not to say that he doesn't deserve it. Like, obviously puts in a lot of work, a lot of effort into being known as one of the best in this region as far as NRS games go. But, I feel like no one's been able to really, push him to the limit there, so to speak. But right now we do have, we're going to continue with the Sindel. Swazzy's going to be going into this matchup with Johnny Cage. So this is going to be a little bit of dangerous territory for those fireballs coming out of Johnny Cage. High arcing fireballs. Going to be susceptible to a huge scream crushing blow. If that is the case. So it looks like, we got the low force balls, Rising Star, and throwing nades. Rising Star to kind of keep some poke pressure a little bit relatively safe with the use of bar. Waz just kind of sticking it out here with the same Sindel loadout here. Looks like at max range, though, this is kind of where Swazzy wants to be. Even though she can slightly low profile those force balls from the screen, not the easiest thing to do. Yeah, as you can just see right there, Waz able to get under that one in particular. But, I don't see this panning out too well for Swazzy if he keeps going in this direction. These moments where it's not trading, it's definitely doing a huge amount of damage on the mark.
Yeah, and look at this. We're already almost at the end of Swazzy's life bar here, but he's gonna get some pressure. Oh no, missed the jump over. It accidentally went backwards. That's a really unfortunate thing to happen. The scream not crushing blow, which might actually be a better thing here. To be able to hold on to that. Maybe. I don't think he did earlier. Did it? Maybe he did. Okay. But he just needs a little bit more chip, and okay. Hold on. Now this is one mix-up away. Oh, wake up out 4. Who does that? Good read, though.
Just do it, man. Just do it. Down 4. Maybe he was just trying to get a little, possibly trying to think that a throw was coming. Wanted to poke back with something that would tech against a throw. So, not a bad option here. Waz.
Oh, this is scary. This is super scary. One opening in the corner, and that is so much damage. I was mentioning earlier, but in this variation, you can get somewhere along lines of like 400, 450 damage for one bar in the corner. Maybe a little bit far there, but still going to get a ton. Look at this. That's going to be 325 if combo going into the corner. And that's just not health that you want to throw away. The forward throw is going to not change position, but that overhead has landed a lot.
Yeah, that overhead has been doing a lot of work there. Again, that's kind of like, I feel like that first thing you really gotta solidify if you're fighting against Sindel is learning how to react to that overhead. It's got a big animation tell. That giant sword comes out. Oh, and again, as soon as I say it, the overhead, opening you up, crouching opponents cannot block overhead attacks, so, you're going right into huge damage, especially when that fatal blow is ready to go, as Waz just easily hit confirm into that. Does take the first game, but I don't think it was too decisive. A few key decisions could have turned that outcome all the way around, but Waz getting that first game and continuing this dominance so far, not losing a single game in today's broadcast, and just kind of just taking it for himself. This Sindel pick doing a lot of wonder for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see the commitment, the full commitment to the Sindel. But also, I gotta note, what a perfect way for this Winners Finals to go. This was the very first Winners Finals, I believe, of the Oceania region. In week number 1, it was Swazzy and Waz. It was the Waz-Swaz combo. And actually, Swazzy was the one who won, I think, in that situation. I know for sure that in the very first time they met back in Grand Finals, and Waz reset the bracket and won the entire thing. But yeah, it's a full circle. It's come all the way around. But this time, Waz has the Sindel, and like you were saying, this is looking really good. I mean, we've seen a lot of characters from Waz this entire season, and Sindel just a little bit, not nearly as much as we've seen today.
Yeah, no. Today was all Sindel here, as we can see. Waz just kind of committing to this character, trying to do as much as possible here. Just trying to keep it simple. Usually we see Waz jumping around on the character select screen a lot, but I think he just kind of wants to do that damage, get in, get out, and see if this strategy works. And right now it's working for him tenfold.
Yeah, these characters actually are very similar in their own ways, right? Like, they can both zone, they both have these really strong footsies normals, and then if they get the right moment, they can cash out for a lot of damage. And so that's why we're seeing them play at some really similar ranges, I think. Like they go to this fireball game, then they go to the mid-range game, and then sometimes you just die. This should be it, right? It's a fatal blow. Yep, gonna guarantee that. I think this kills, but it's pretty scaled. I don't know. I don't trust
at the end,
here.
Man. At the end. Oh, no.
Oh, that's definitely killing.
Yeah. And I feel like that was just perfectly calculated for Waz. I mean, it looks like it does just shy of 50%. So, you can look at the health bars. Those lines are broken out there in increments of 10%. So if you find that middle line, as long as you're below that, or pretty much a little bit more than just at it, that's going to be a guaranteed setup if that crushing blow does hit. So not going to be something that we're going to see in the rest of this game. Crushing blow is one-time use, so Waz is going to have to find the round 2 victory somewhere else. It looks like he's very close to it here. Swazzy not looking like he's on a good spot here. Waz just kind of zoning him out, going in and out with that cartwheel, not even bothering to go for any kind of stagger pressure here. Gets the forward throws. Waz overcommitting to blocking. Doesn't want to take a huge risk because he knows Johnny Cage can hit really, really hard in the right circumstances. Oh, the down 1, but doesn't get the conversion afterwards. Does find the swing, and now we're tied up.
Didn't spend a bar, had the bar, but chose not to, and that could have been so much damage, or at least forcing a breaker. Oh, but the down 1, dash up down 1, rising star is enough to do it. Kind of the classic. Who needs combos? It's like the down 1 shoulder that we saw earlier from Lion, except for this time it's safe.
Yeah, it's definitely safe. For the most part there, on regular block is going to be safe.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a tough thing to kind of look out for. And there's also the chance that they don't amplify it, or they just don't go for it. It's just like something like simple, like a throw. So I was able to make that comeback, and here comes another set of huge damage thanks to that crushing blow down to forcing Waz to come off of that breakaway, forcing Waz to come off a lot of meter. And hold on a second, can Waz make this comeback? He's got the back throw, he's got the corner positioning, goes in, and what a reaction here to Swazzy. However, he's in a world of hurt, no access to breakaway, going to be taking a huge amount of damage here. What's going to be next? Hits the overhead, poking with down 1s. So many clutch throw techs.
Oh, just barely done punishing. This is Chip. This has to be Chip. No, there was no special. There had to have been some way to Jill right there. I feel like there must have been something, but just barely alive. Just barely alive. And that 1 life with only 1 defensive bar left, permanent defensive bar. Waz just clutches it out. Just wasn't afraid. Knew that he was able to live.
Yeah, I think it was all that timing there with that forward 4. I mean, it was such a scramble situation. Like, you can even see it there when, like, both players are trying to grab each other. They were reacting to it. They were throw teching. And I feel like Waz just kind of played to that at the end. Like, okay, this man is hypersensitive to that throw tech timing, hypersensitive, hyper aware to, me getting close. I'm going to go in and just hit that forward 4 a little bit later than usual. And that was the perfect timing to, I don't know what else he could have been doing, but obviously he wasn't blocking there. But I'm pretty sure he was anticipating some kind of throw, just by the way that he was reacting to those attacks.
Yeah, and I mean,
Or
Swag
with
had
those
it right
attacks.
with that combo that was dropped. I mean, super unfortunate, but it comes down to just these little moments, and you only have one shot here. I mean, you do technically have 2 lives, but realistically, they've been fighting all season for this moment, and sometimes that pressure gets to you. Sometimes you just make one little mistake, and it comes back to haunt you, which is a really unfortunate thing to happen. But we are going to see the attempt to get a 3-0 reverse comeback with the Sub-Zero. Well, it's one of those characters that I think is a great character to make a 3-0 reverse comeback, but I mean, easier said than done for sure.
Roll the dice, baby. Let's bet it all. Oh, big crushing blow. He did start up the ice ball there, so was able to find some kind of counter for Waz. Going to be taking a huge chunk out of this health bar. Is able to block that overhead. Smart stuff. Good reaction. As he does try to go for some kind of stagger back 3, but unfortunately gets just kicked in the face thanks to that neutral jump from Sindel. Now Waz on winners finals match point, set point here, trying to find that ticket to grand finals, that comfy little spot, able to challenge back and get a nice punish here. Going to go right to a regular slide, not going to amplify to keep the corner positioning here. I don't like the reversal timing there, because I feel like he just got done blocking a projectile. Very unlikely that he was going to throw a projectile right away afterwards.
Oh no! That's a bunch of drops so far right now from Swazzy. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe he's just used to having played Johnny Cage the previous rounds, but these drops, you just cannot give Waz these opportunities. And that's, really, really tough. Especially there was one where there was no defensive bar, so you just knew that there was going to be a big punish, but not this time. Luckily, the life is still getting close-ish to even, so it's not like that just absolutely has ruined the game. In fact, this is going to be a really nice opportunity. Assuming no drop, attempted to read the breakaway right there, and that's going to be it. Oh, no! Could have chipped! No! Could have guaranteed chip right there, and this is going to be a lot of damage. This is one read away. I don't think this is going to be enough to kill, but like I said, one mix-up away. Oh, no fear! No fear. What was I saying earlier today about how Sub-Zero players aren't allowed to have fear?
Not allowed. Not allowed.
Not allowed at all. Yeah, it's the truth, for sure, 100%. But here we go. Okay, still in it. That's a great moment.
Oh, no.
Another slide. Jeez. It works once, do it again. But yeah, that was a really nice moment, because I think that's going to kind of put Swazzy in the game, right? It got rid of the fatal blow. It allowed Swazzy to just get rid of that resource permanently for the rest of at least this round. And now look, he's like, yeah, I can do this. I got the momentum. And plus, Waz has to feel a little bit rough about that, getting hit by the raw slide in neutral. But hey, what you gonna do?
Yeah.
Or maybe
not a fun feeling at all. Of the spacing, backed off and just waited for Waz to whiff that huge normal here. 4 days trying to make the connection here.
What?
Just did it.
What? He just did it. No fear. No fear in any of Swazzy's organs. There's no ability to feel any amount of fear. Your entire tournament life is on the line in this grand finals that you've been fighting for. Well, not grand finals, but this grand tournament that you've been fighting for the past half a year. And you bet your life on back 3-2 into amplified ice ball on block. That is certainly something. But the fact that he won with both a slide and a raw ice ball on block in a row means that's got to be some sort of mental momentum, right? That's got to be okay, I don't care how good Waz is, literally one of the best players in the world in NRS games in general. That's got to shake you a little bit. You're like, this person will do anything.
That's definitely what's going on in his mind right now, trying to figure it out. But to Swazzy's credit, let me just say that at least the amplified ice ball has a lot less recovery than regular ice ball. So let me just put that out there. I feel like he did it at a range where he could definitely still be punished, but it's one of those punishes that if you're not ready for that, and a lot of people aren't ready for someone to just let it rip on block, especially at this high level of play, I think it's definitely worth sneaking in.
Okay,
Speaking of sneaking in, man.
start with
Slide.
another raw slide. Okay, that one was a punish. That one was really good. That one for sure was normal. But yeah, Swazi has turned on the online Sub-Zero switch, and I mean this is working out really well. You know, when you're down 3-0, I think this is a great style to play because now suddenly you can throw your opponent off, and everything that they've been like adapted to, suddenly they have to change it all, and it's been seeming to be working so far. Ooh, nice punish. That was probably an intentional whip punish.
Yeah, definitely was, trying to bait out any kind of move. Maybe trying to bait out, cartwheel, which does have some recovery there. To keep a majority of that unbreakable, but it doesn't even matter. Waz doesn't even have the bar at all. Creeping ice, not going to amplify until he finds that hit to guarantee that round victory. And Swazi looking to make this first 3-0 comeback. Protect. Swazi's so good at reacting to the throw animation.
Ooh, and can I note, by the way, that last game was the first game this entire tournament that Waz has lost. Which may be the first of many if we're looking at this way. I mean, look at this, back in the corner. Oh, no cash out. Big combo jump on another opportunity. You got to cash out on the Crushing Blow here. You have to. 100%. There it is. Is that enough? Oh, almost, but yeah, no defensive bar. Can't get away from the chip. And just in an instant, this Sub-Zero has tied things up in this winners finals. This has been no like easy match for either of these players. And now the question is, right? How does Waz adapt? Do we see a new character? Is it the same Sindel? Is it a long pause at the character select screen? Because I think that one's definitely at least a good one. What do you think overall?
I predict possibly a Jade switch. The fact that she can kind of glow and bypass a lot of the full screen ice balls is going to be problematic for some matchup. And it looks like I'm right. Maybe it looks like he's at least looking at the moves to make sure he's picking the right variation, or maybe he's like, crap, do I have the right variation made? Yes, I do. So Jade's gonna have that purple stuff to negate projectiles altogether. That move does have some kind of recovery, so you're gonna be mindful of that if you're fighting against Jade, and it could be Sub-Zero, trying to close the gap, trying to either hit back 1-4, or if he's far away for that, possibly just going for some slides to just kind of knock her back. Looks like Waz is looking to fake the purple stuff to try to bait Swazi. So kind of thinking like one step ahead of that Yomi level 1. Jade is just very, very defensive play. Yeah, that's very scary. That could have been slide. But it looks like Swazi kind of... Oh my god, he was there in time!
I thought that was punished for sure, but yeah, he's comfortable with that. Ooh, throws up the ice ball, assuming that the purple was going to end the glow, and it almost did. But here we go, raw slide. What was the old MKX saying? Like it's a 5-5 if you whip slide?
I don't know. I've heard a lot of Sub-Zero downplay in my time. I would say, but more of that than anything else. All big jump just to kind of not be anywhere to actually get grabbed. Now, the other thing to keep in mind with this matchup is, especially coming off of a character like Sindel, Jade's not really going to be punishing you super hard. So, I think, oh god, is she dead? Is she dead?
Oh, no conversion into Fatal Blow, no way! Why would you not? Why would you not? Oh, if this is the launch, this is going to be a heartbreaker. I mean, I said it earlier, but for real, the overhead, why not just Fatal Blow? I don't understand. Why would you not just Fatal Blow? And now Waz on match point to make it into the grand finals here. And let me remind you, now that we're in the top 4, every match means $250. Every placement is $250, except for the grand finals, which is $500 of difference. On top of what they've already won. So this is huge! What a choice! Alright, the breakaway happens. Now no defensive bars, so things are still looking good for Swazi, but he could have just won the round!
Yeah, that round could have been his, especially, if he just kind of came off that Fatal Blow resource. Right now, coming off those Crushing Blow resources, big damage here, but hold on, can Waz make this comeback? Jade doesn't really do too much damage outside of a, Fatal Blow. A lot of it is just kind of restand pressure. but Swazi is able to find that low starting strength. Back 3-2. Now, final game, final round. Let's see who goes into the grand finals on the winner's side. Swazi a little early there, maybe thinking, oh, the slide does connect. I believe that was the second amplified slide. One more, they'll have it loaded up. The fourth one will be able to let it rip.
Yeah, it's getting close here. Gotta be afraid of it. Oh no, no glow again. And again, no corner conversion. Still though, has an opportunity here. This is a slight minus.
I think Swazi thought he was gonna go for a breakaway. Oh man, the new jump punch, that didn't work out for Swazi. It's loaded. He can literally hit slide and kill her.
Yeah,
hit slide, he can kill her.
This could be a neutral slide. I think you have to know as Waz that neutral slide is on the way at some point, right? We've seen it so many times from Swazi. Yeah. But the question is, when will it happen? When will it happen? And do you respect it too much? And then you get hit by a jump in. Oh, he hit the back two into nothing. Oh, he breaks away. Great reaction, great reaction. But, okay, that's it. That's it. That is going to kill. Back three and the full string into Fatal Blow. And that is enough. Wow, almost went the other direction. But Waz, with the switch to Jade, so barely making it into the winner's side of grand finals. Amazing reaction at the end after getting hit by that slide to break away before the amplify hit, because that would have been death. That would have been, you're going to losers bracket. You worked this hard, you got to beat me 2 more times after that, but instead it all worked out. And then on top of that, you know, it was Oki turn for Swazi, but Waz was just ready. And wow, what a match. That, I mean, there was a lot of unfortunate drops. I did see, I saw Silver Eye in the chat actually saying like the Fatal Blow would have whiffed from the freeze in the air, but you can just jump into Fatal Blow, you know? It wasn't a like a breakaway situation. So for sure could have had the round earlier, decided not to spend the Fatal Blow, paid for it. But you know, when it gets to players of this level, it can be just one instance of resource management that is just the entire thing. It means everything.
Yeah, it definitely means everything. I mean, how did he break away in time? I'm still like, I'm still blown away by the fact that, I mean, obviously we know that it's going to be a factor. So, you know, Waz being the high level player that he is, he also knows, okay, man, I know this Sub-Zero slide is ready to crushing blow. I know it's locked and loaded, and he was just like, I guess he was just saying, if I get hit by this, I have to react. And he did. Mm-hmm. I mean, what a god, man. What a good player.
Oh my gosh, yes. But okay, so that was an amazing winners finals, but now we got to move down to losers bracket to see what's going to happen on there. But before we do, let's give one more shout out to Astro, which we've been yelling through for this entire tournament so far, because this has been no disappointment of a top 8, right? This is at least the level that we've expected. So I've been very happy and very excited, because also there's been a lot of clutch moments. But of course, go to astrogaming.com because they are the official partner of the Mortal Kombat Pro competition. And they've given us these amazing headsets that we've been casting with and yelling, like I said. But yeah, I'm just still so floored, honestly, about that last match. I mean, that was so close so many times, so many times. And I mean, the great thing is that we could see a rematch of that, because neither of those players is out. We are seeing at least a guaranteed $1,000 now, though, for Waz, and guaranteed $750 for Swazi, which he already had. But now we see who's going to meet Swazi in the losers bracket, as we're going to have Sagat taking on Wi-Fi Scorpion. And Wi-Fi Scorpion is going to bring out the Spawn. And a little bit of history, these two played each other in this matchup to qualify for, I think, the second top 8, maybe it was the third top 8, one of the early top 8s, and Wi-Fi Scorpion managed to win this matchup. So it's been done.
Yeah. Let's see. I wonder if he actually, I mean, we've seen Wi-Fi Scorpion using Spawn before. We saw it earlier in the broadcast. I believe we saw it earlier in the season. You know, sticking it out here with the same variation. We're going to have the Charging Hell Spawn for huge damage, conversions, getting, you know, that regular check just out of neutral, out of nowhere into a lot of damage. And he's also going to have that glide for extended damage and a little bit more mobility once he takes to the air. Great shot, amplifying. And I love how he utilized that sweep to, get past the the buzzsaw, because it doesn't really extend his hurt box. It's only like an isolated hitbox that comes out of the sky, out of hell.
Out of the netherrealm, okay? What's hell?
Right. Yeah, is it a different hell? It's definitely a different hell. Like, Spawn's like, I don't know what the netherrealm is, but, my guys come from hell.
That's a great question, and I'm sure one of the most complicated lore questions you could ask about Mortal Kombat.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be up there in terms of super, all these different story arcs coming together. Nice conversion. I love the anti-air as a stand 3. Probably one of the best pokes in this game, if I'm being honest. I mean, the fact that it just kind of throws out that hitbox with no hurt box. It does have a lot of recovery, but it's just such a good tool, once you're in that perfect little range. Wiggly Hat coming out a little too slow. Wait, what? It just went right through it.
Ooh, weird.
Yeah, it looks like once it made the
I like
connection on the hit. Dagger there.
Oh, cash
hard
out,
to
yeah.
break away.
Yep, that's going to be so much damage. Every single hit, if you don't have any defensive bar, you are in just so much trouble against Spawn. Being able to not only have like some of the highest 1-bar damage in the game, but being able to really effectively cash out on spending both bars too, doing that double charge and into the down 2 combo, it is just so much damage. And I mean, there's a reason why this has been a matchup that's worked, I think, for Wi-Fi Scorpion in the past. It's that you just get all these little openings for trying to play footsies, like if you manage to land like a standing 3-4, like that amazing normal you were just talking about, it leads to so much damage. And then they got to break away, and it takes one more, but wow, okay, we're seeing secondaries from both players.
Yeah, going right into the Kitana. Let's see. I believe we've seen this loadout here before. Loves the low fan, which is safe on regular block, but it does have a little bit of a gap there. So if you get that flawless block, it's going to be a lot of damage coming out. Yeah, we have low fan toss, and we also have the half blood stance. Melina moves that led the entire public to believe that Melina was not going to be included in this game. Right.
One day they'll put her in the game.
Poor Melina stands out there. Gets the back throw here as a reversal, turning the tide here, turning the tables, if you will, on Kitana. Oh, didn't commit to the whole string. Does poke in big boot to make sure nothing else came out. I'm actually surprised that they amplified that instead of just leaving in a standing position. But Kitana does fight to live another day.
Well, fun fact, if you amplify that, it's actually one of the strongest specials in the entire game. It is so much damage. So it is actually a decent
difference. So the difference in damage between amplifying and not amplifying it. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, is huge on an already really high damage special.
Oh, barely getting around that side. It's all about the timing. That is a super unsafe string there. You only want to commit to that if you know it's going to hit, or if you have something to make them, think that you're going to go into a low instead and you condition them. But super duper risky in this variation, no matter how you use it.
Ooh, I like this zoning. I mean, it's really interesting to see Sagat change from this Kung Lao that's very aggressive to this very defensive Kitana. But it's really nice to have two characters with multiple playstyles. And it's working out. Owie, stab. Oh, I like that. Just delayed a little bit to try to bait like a down 2 or something like that.
Bait it down 2, or maybe make him think he's going for a throw. Here comes the sweep to stop that forward roll right in its tracks. Nice little punish there. Possibly not looking for it specifically, but just trying to apply some kind of pressure. Look at the reactions here coming out of Wi-Fi Scorpion. Standing up. Good blocks of the low fan. However, doesn't get that flawless block to come out to expose the safeness, relative safeness there. Oh, wakes up with up 3.
Oh yeah, that was.
I mean, I think his only option there was to flawless block that string, but I feel like in that situation, maybe a little bit tougher. A lot of people know the timing to somebody going for like a reversal poke. Anything between a 6 and an 8 frame move, you kind of have that overlapping window for the flawless block. But I believe that string, that multiple hitting string from Kitana, a little bit slower. So, I don't think it was going to be the easiest thing to flawless block. So good call out here from Sagat to go with that. And of course, the intent behind that move was to get as many normal buttons on Wi-Fi Scorpion or on spawn to chip them out.
So we are going to see the switch back to Scorpion. Of course, that makes a lot of sense, right? No more zoning, not nearly as much. Plus, on top of that, the game that Kitana really wants to play is the zoning plus the kind of like whiff punish, the big normals game. But Scorpion really excels at playing that type of game and then shutting down the zoning. So this could be, I could see in my head, like a decently tough matchup. However, I definitely can't say that I've seen almost any competitive Kitana matchups. Like, as far as it goes in this game, there are about 3 Kitana players, and they don't usually make it quite this far.
They also don't usually just play Kitana. A lot of people feel like she's got some problematic matchups, and I could see this one being one of them. So I think we're going to see Sagat playing a little bit more up close, not really relying too much on zoning, as we all know Scorpion can destroy anybody's zoning with just one teleport. Able to convert some good damage right into the fan lift.
Okay, that was a blessing in disguise, as they call it, because we saw Sagat go for that, whatever the slice is called, the down forward 2, crushing blow at the ends to kill. It did not hit, it completely whiffed, but then he picked up again and managed to get the kill, so managed to save it for another round. Because that's one of the most, I would say, common crushing blows in the entire game to see once per match, because you just combo into it. It's just your normal combo ends in that, and it's crushing blow.
Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. Well, look how Sagat is like on point with challenging back with those daggers, but it's definitely not a good look here as he just converts it to some good damage. Wi-Fi Scorpion getting a little tricky there, canceling the teleport, going right into a throw, and just keeping Kitana in this corner down to almost nothing. And yeah, didn't even have access to last breath. It's a very unlikely scenario where gonna block that. Would have been a bad spot for her.
Oh, yikes. Yeah, there we go. The flawless block. What is this whole round? This is like a masterclass on just how to play Scorpion from Wi-Fi Scorpion. Of course, for those out there who don't know, Wi-Fi is not actually allowed. And also, he doesn't play like Wi-Fi Scorpion. It's pretty funny.
It's just, look, man, it's a bait and switch, all right? trying to make you think that he's gonna do crazy things.
Oh my God!
Stand for
whip punish. Oh my God! Way too good, and the brutal, unnecessary. You've got no backbone. See, it's like he like, I don't know. It's like a shrimp, right? So you just shrimp. I don't know. He's spined like a shrimp. I guess it's their vein. I don't know. Don't. My whole shrimp analogy wasn't going to work out there. I tried.
No, I got it.
That was her spine. I'm talking about the shrimp. All right. It might be that it's like getting pretty late over here. It's like 9 o'clock, and I haven't eaten dinner yet because we're on Oceania time here. So maybe I'm just getting hungry and I'm thinking about shrimp. Maybe that's what's going on. I'm gonna have to figure that one out. But yeah, that was an incredible round. That was one of the best rounds, and that's not to even say that Scott was playing bad that round at all. It's just Wi-Fi Scorpion was like whiff punishing, was standing 4, and like a flawless blocking up 3s and punishing them with jab. Like that was just a godlike round from Wi-Fi Scorpion for sure. And that goes back to what I was saying. It's funny because Wi-Fi Scorpion plays the opposite of a Wi-Fi Scorpion. Not wild, not like risky, like literally some of the best like fundamentals that I've seen in this game. Just this solid fundamental player, and it's in its a way, it's the perfect name.
Look, man, it's just to kind of make you think, oh, he's gonna go crazy. I'm just gonna wait for him to do stuff. He's not gonna, throw or be patient. Right now, Sagat some throws of his own, trying to close in here with down 3, and I feel like he's getting too aggressive here. Not doing the nice, calm, patient things that we're used to seeing out of Sagat, but instead trying to go in and force that throw led to his demise, led to a really bad spot. And here comes Wi-Fi Scorpion cashing in big time with these crushing blows. Lots of damage, and even there, I guess, what could he have done? He could have blocked that and maybe blocked the follow-up, but he had very, very little health to Wi-Fi Scorpion's nearly full bar. Now we're going to be seeing more of a Tempest Slough here with the orbiting hat going around him. We're going to be utilizing both bars to, to apply some crazy offense.
Tempest. I think that's the wrong
That's right.
game, but I appreciate it. I've been playing a lot of MKX myself, let me tell you. But yeah, definitely more that type of Lao here, and it's kind of I think like a last attempt. I mean, it is locked in for the rest of the set, and we do know that Sagat's extremely good with this variation too, right? Like every variation that Lao's got, every custom move in like any order is going to be strong, but good roll here. Doesn't have the meter to fully convert. It's hit by the low, and now it's just one hit away, but oh, that's it. And there goes the heart again. Wi-Fi Scorpion always ready for those brutal, always swinging it around. That's all gross. It's all bloody.
Yeah, disgusting. He's just a filthy, filthy man. Or demon.
All right. Relax. He's a human now. He's a human now. But that was a great showing of Scorpion, and again, congratulations to Sagat. That's going to be 4th place, and that is going to be still a lot of guaranteed money. So I think that's what, $500. Yes, that's guaranteed. Not guaranteed now. It's still a $500 prize for Sagat, but that does mean that Wi-Fi Scorpion is going to be within our top 3, so a guaranteed $750 at minimum, and is going to be playing up against Swazi in the losers finals to see who can take on Waz once again.
I mean, Swazi, really went neck and neck with Waz, and you gotta wonder, what if the Sub-Zero pick came out a little bit sooner? What if able to maybe not rely so much on that slide crushing blow? Maybe it was a little too obvious there at the end, but maybe played it out some other way. Maybe went in for like a crazy overhead into amplified ice ball or creeping ice, something like that. But either way, it was a really, really close set, and I think this is really going to set up something exciting for us. I mean, something that we could see. In the beginning, Waz was having a really, really good time, really easy time going through the bracket, but it was super close. It was super close there at the end. So if you guys pay attention to this graphic, this is the top 4 bracket. The winners finals, which we saw between Waz and Swazi, panned out for the favor of Wazinator. And so because of that, Swazi comes down to the losers finals. These are 2 brackets, this is a double elimination tournament. So you have the winners bracket at the top, and the finals of that bracket is the winners finals. And then on the lower bracket, you have the losers bracket, and the finals of that is the losers finals that you see here. So that's why whoever goes up to the grand finals from the losers finals is going to have to defeat Waz in 2 consecutive sets, because in order to be eliminated from this tournament, you have to lose twice, hence the name double elimination tournament. Waz has both his tournament lives fully intact, while Swazi and Wi-Fi Scorpion, whichever one of them comes out of this losers finals, is only going to be on their last remaining tournament life. So just to kind of throw that out there for you guys. I know double elimination tournaments aren't super common in everyday life, but very common in the fighting game community. When you go to any of these tournaments. At least that's what I learned about double elimination tournaments. What?
No.
I'm still in it?
I mean, so many people leave when they lose, and they just don't know that they have another chance.
Yeah.
A lot of people who are new to it, so yeah, definitely don't leave if you lose. It's not this.
They're like, I thought this was the playoffs. What are you talking about? Double elimination.
All right, so here we go. Top 3. Top 3. These players, like I said, they've been playing for so long, and now it's come down to a few of these players. And Wi-Fi Scorpion, actually, I don't think has really had a ton of success, right? This definitely hasn't had a win in the pro competition. So being here in the top 3, placing over a few other people who have had wins, or at least big victories so far, is really just, again, a sign that this is just a really good player. And that's a great way to start. Already doing a bunch of damage, and then without breaking a sweat, getting that huge crushing blow, and this is a huge life.
I'm actually surprised Swazi didn't break away there. I feel like a lot of people, try to avoid that damage from Scorpion. It's a huge crushing blow in terms of damage or damage potential here. Right now, Swazi applying the pressure in the corner, letting go a block for that that second hit of that 1-1 string. And there is the teleport for Wi-Fi Scorpion, finding the hit and able to just kind of do it. Which I still think is super duper risky, considering Swazi still has the throwing shade crushing blow accessible to him. Rising Star there right at the end, trying to keep him in check afterwards. That's going to be a big whiff punish here as that Rising Star coming down completely whiffed, completely went the wrong way.
Alright, he's gonna throw him full screen. This is one of those matchups where it's pretty much never good to like, well, I shouldn't say it's never good, but the screen positioning after a throw for Johnny is never really good. Oh, should have committed to that. I think must have had an input error or something. That could have been a lot of damage, but still gonna find another opportunity at least. Oh, but these grabs, really, Wi-Fi Scorpion has mixed up his like grab game so well today. Like whether he's gonna grab a lot in a row or not at all. And whoa, the walk back, the true bait right there. Oh, but that might be it. Throwing shades. This should not be another drop. Not even gonna go for the instant jump punch. Said not dropping it again. Not
Doesn't
giving
want to
them.
drop it again.
Yeah. Love that round win pose, by the way. Idiots. Hitting his head on the microphone.
Yeah, a little bit of breaking of the the aesthetic, the serious aesthetic of the game. Oh, swinging here. Thanks to that corner, able to juggle with those amplified force balls here. Arcing, equipped move here. And look at the pressure he can just apply here. Kind of reminds me of like FK9 pressure. He's got you in the corner. Whoa, he was ready to swing. Big punish coming out of Swazzy here. The Wi-Fi Scorpion's got a tall order, but this is the first part. Come off that breakaway. Good spacing there on that short hop too. Both times didn't go punished, but instead getting opened up there from the follow-up pressure of the momentum being on Swazzy's side, since it was his turn to swing. It looks like he might have went for a punish on the first time, and then the second time said, I'm just going to go for my pressure, and if it hits, it hits, and it did. So Swazzy taking that first game, despite that first round being such a rollover, seeing such a one-sided round, a steamroll, if you will, able to keep the composure, able to keep the cool, and able to utilize those resources when he needed it, like that throwing shade, crushing blow, keeping it completely unbreakable, keeping him grounded, and just kind of waiting to seize the moment here.
Yeah, and I have to say though, on the other side, for Wi-Fi Scorpion, this is a really rare situation that you almost never see, right? In top 3, Wi-Fi Scorpion has not played either of these players before in this bracket. It's very rare that it's not like at least one run back per player, but it was the fact that in the very first round, Sagat defeated Wi-Fi Scorpion, and then Wi-Fi Scorpion ran it back in that last set. So this is technically like all fresh matches for Wi-Fi Scorpion, which is a really, I would say like an advantage when you're trying to come up through the losers bracket like that. But of course, has to get through Swazzy here regardless, whether or not he has that advantage. And it didn't look so great game. I mean, it was looking okay, but didn't work out.
Yeah, definitely didn't work out here, as we can see Swazzy getting that first game. Right now, Swazzy looking to take this first round, does get the trade, but because of that, I guess he knew Scorpion was just holding on to block for dear life. Oh, and he actually didn't cancel it there. So what Swazzy's been doing a lot is he's been anticipating the cancel from Wi-Fi Scorpion and just kind of challenging him with the down ones or stand twos to try to, maximize what he can get on a risky move. But Wi-Fi Scorpion decided to let it rip, and it actually worked because of that. Oh, that's going to be chip out territory here. The kicks over and over again. Lots of chip damage, lots of different moves. No way you have enough bar or last breath to deal with any of that.
Yeah, this is starting to, almost a crushing blow. But yeah, this is starting to run away from Wi-Fi Scorpion. He needs to find some sort of answer here. And, I don't think this is a matchup that you just can't play or anything like that. I think this is just one of those things where it's just he needs to find the answer for Swazzy's playstyle in particular. Because he's just getting on the wrong side of the reads, I guess. Throw's good though. 2 throws in a row. Okay, this is a really good way to start, right? Especially 2 damage buff throws in a row. That was a lot of damage. I mean, that was a total of 330.
Oh, snap.
I feel like Swazzy has been barely opened up by these short hops. And short hops, oh, what a bait there. Tries to hit that wake up of 3. Look at that knee as it just whiffs in front of Wi-Fi Scorpion. Punishing it, no problem at all. Tying up the rounds here. Wi-Fi Scorpion not looking to take this tying down. Charges up that spear for a little bit more damage if it does make a connection here in a certain combo or a throw animation. Rising Star amplifying it for a little extra damage there at the end, or just in case it does get blocked. Oh, down 2, looking for a throw, looking for some kind of high, possibly. These guys are betting it all in these down 2 reads here.
Yeah, they're at this point where they're just like, okay, we just got to make the right read. And we see again those little short hops. Oh, what? No punish! Wow, what quick recovery. And if that had been the amplified version, that might have actually been punished, but I guess not this time. Stay safe by just having a little bit of a mind game, but I mean, so scary. You know, one risk in either of these players. Oh, a trade? Okay, that almost looked like a combo. Didn't combo. Oh no, big punish, big punish. Not in favorable territory, which is a huge deal. But now look at his patience.
Oh, the overhead.
But that's fatal blow territory now for Swazzy, which means one hit. Oh no, that could have been the hit. He's fishing for it for sure. He just needs to land one thing. Oh, but it looks like it's gonna be tough to find that moment, and he's not gonna find that moment. Goes into the fatal blow. Wi-Fi Scorpion is gonna tie up this set. I think this is gonna turn out to be a really close set. I feel a game 5 for sure. We're only 2 games in.
And Wi-Fi Scorpion was trying so hard to condition Swazzy throughout that whole last round. Kept hitting him with the overheads over and over again at that range, like that max overhead range. And then you would see him like kind of dip into the low once in a while here and there. But like Swazzy was just not letting up at all. Swazzy was not letting go of low block because he knows, you know, if you're looking at both those outcomes, what Scorpion gets out of that overhead versus what he gets for that low can lead into a hit confirm teleport that he can amplify for a lot of damage. Or as you can see there at the end, a hit confirm right into that fatal blow for a lot of damage. So Swazzy just didn't want to give it to him until the damage didn't really make a difference. Until it was, you know, the overhead could kill me because I'm down to nothing. So I feel like he had to kind of take a guess, take a gamble, and he got mixed. He got mixed there at the end. So let's see if Swazzy is actually going to be conditioned to block that overhead, or if he's going to, you know, continue to commit to blocking low because of what that outcome could be. Damage output that could be because of that one low that doesn't get blocked.
Yeah, well, I mean, use it so rarely, it makes sense. Ooh, the backup into the whiff punish with the interactable, forcing the breakaway. That's a pretty cool setup. Oh, got a little jump in there, but again, that might have just been a spectator thing. It looks like they just kept on going, so probably spectator. Oh no, big whiff. Went for the standing 3. That might have been a missed input, maybe an attempt to back 3, just didn't get it quite.
Yeah, could have been that. Definitely see that. Oh, whoa! The Rising Star does get blocked though. But unfortunately gets punished later on afterwards with a follow-up, and that's going to be a punish for Swazzy there. No way that string is safe, so you got to watch out. Use it sparingly or get ready to teleport cancel into it if it does get blocked. Tries to hit the overhead, and I feel like Swazzy's adapting before our eyes right now, getting huge chunks of his chest kicked out as Scorpion cashes in big time. Speaking of cashing in big time, down 2 coming out of Swazzy. Knows the breakaway's coming, so decides to follow up with some pressure. Didn't think it was going to whiff, so actually wasn't ready to whiff punish, but that's okay. Back throw him into the corner. Scorpion's just going to teleport out. Able to... Oh my god, these guys are just swinging down 2, crushing blows everywhere.
Oh no, but this is the scariest spot. Oh no, that's it. That is it. Yeah, that's gonna kill. But that was the scariest spot of all time. That amount of life you see right there on Scorpion is death. That's death. If you get hit by Johnny Cage one time at that life total, those resources, that is death. So, yeah, that was actually way scarier than it even seemed like with that much of a lead. But hey, he can do a lot of damage without being at that life too, as we're seeing right now. But yeah, this is such a back and forth between these players. You can tell, like you can literally see the adaptations back and forth.
Look at that, man. He's reacting to the flame of the kick, standing up for these overheads after he's done so many of them. That is going to be a risky move there. Because of that, gets the regular punish. However, Swazzy finds that throw, finds the opening to this super defense coming out of Wi-Fi Scorpion. Backing off, but doesn't commit to the whole low. Didn't want to, you know, get too crazy and you know, get punished again. Especially because he's got a huge life lead. Doesn't really need to take a big risk here. We'll overhead. Swazi not
Oh,
reacting.
no!
But just like, he didn't commit.
No, he had it. He had the kill right there. He had the kill. Legitimately, it was the exact situation I was talking about. He landed the jump in. He just didn't get the combo. What a, I mean, I said it before, I'll say it again, what a heartbreaker. But a great, I guess, way to take advantage of the situation from Wi-Fi Scorpion. Oh, that was so much damage on the table. I mean, I think everybody who's played a good amount of Mortal Kombat knows the pain of getting hit by a full resource Johnny Cage at Fatal Blow Life, but not this time. And that's got to feel pretty bad. So now the question is, are we going to see the switch to Sub-Zero, or are we going to see him stick with the Johnny Cage? And, I mean, honestly, that's 2 dropped combos with Johnny Cage that could have been kills in this entire tournament. So that's definitely rough life. But, hey, this shows a lot of actually, like, mental fortitude, right? To be able to have dropped 2 game-winning combos with Johnny Cage and still be solid in choosing it in this tournament. Knows that it's probably the best choice, knows that it's probably his most comfortable character. I appreciate it.
Yeah. No, I don't think Sub-Zero is the way to go. I think Scorpion, can really bypass anything that Sub-Zero is doing at full range. I think in order to defeat Scorpion, you really have to go, right on top of him, right? And not to say Scorpion's any slouch up close, but the teleport is just too much of a powerful tool here. And to go back to that last game, I think Swazi just didn't think that he was going to get opened up by a regular jump in. A jump and punch. And sometimes you'll just dial in the stagger because you're like, okay, there's no way they're gonna get hit by this, so I'm gonna, preemptively just stagger 1 or 2 hits of the string and then maybe go for a throw or something. And then you jump in and you're like, wait, what? Actually got hit? Oh man.
He ducked the the forward 3. He ducked the forward 3 and then actually jab punished it from that footage range, which is so scary because he could have back 3'd instead, which is the low. But that was a really good read. It did even up the life-ish. This is going to put him into Fatal Blow Life. Oh no, it didn't. Not quite. A little bit less damage than I thought. This is okay. There it is. He's like, all right, we'll just need a little more pick. So any big conversion here. Oh, no flawless block for the punish.
Dangerous. Ooh! There it is, the challenge again that Swazi's just been doing. Just kind of stopping him in his tracks, not even letting it get active. Oh, wow. Just enough there for Swazi.
Well, that was a great pickup. That was like the weirdest pickup, like the second hit whiff of the string, and you take those, and that was a really good. I mean, that was the only specialty that would have worked at 4 enough to kill. So good recognition in a weird situation. But I mean, Swazi's looking unworried right now. He is just chilling. He is just playing his game. He's trying to get it to a game 5. I did predict a game 5 earlier, so we'll see if I'm correct in that.
That's all the credit. All the credit for the curses, for the game 5 predictions, for if it's gonna kill. Chef is always right. I learned that today.
I don't know about that one. Bad take.
Bad take. All right. I take it back.
Down one. At least I'm never correct. At least when it comes to guessing whether or not they're going to kill. Oh, big conversion. No defensive bar. Look at this. He doesn't have a second offensive bar either. That would have been the kill. Just needs 1 more hit. He spaces those so well, but that's it. Don't drop it this time. Don't drop it. Go for simple. You don't need anything big. Gonna spend the bar, and that's it. Look at that. Went for the simplest combo possible, did 471 damage. Well, 2 opportunities didn't work out. All you need is the 1, and so this time around, I will be correct in reading that this is going to a game 5.
Look, man, I just want to point out the fact that you yelled at him as if he could hear you in real time. Obviously, there's a stream delay, so he's like, "Oh yeah, I heard it later." But you were like you were yelling as if he was in the room, with you. It's just no, don't drop it. Simple, keep it simple. Yeah, no, I mean that's definitely what you got to do when you don't need to get as much damage as possible. And the way that Chef was managing that health bar, Swazi was doing the same thing, and that's why Chef said it. And it almost seemed like he was in the room with him. But let me assure you, he's not in the room with him. Swazi knew, okay, I know, I gotta keep it simple. Keep him grounded and don't launch him until, I have to. Just in case I do drop the only tricky part of this combo. But we do have a game 5 situation here. The set coming down to the wire. these guys are going right into it, going to keep fighting on with these characters. No real switches here from either of them. It really comes down to how he's going to be dealing with that teleport over and over again. I have a feeling Wi-Fi Scorpion might get a little crazy this match. I feel like it's do or die for him. Game 5 situation, losers final situation. Coming out of this, you have to realize that the player is going to only have a 10-minute break before going into a grand finals with Waz. And this losers finals, whoever comes out of this is going to be mentally already fatigued. It takes a lot to play at this level, to play against players this good. Look at that block here from Swazi, adapting right before our eyes, learning how to react to it. Oh, just connect the normals, and look at the footsies, the range, the spacing from these players. Insane.
Oh yeah, this is just such a good example of all the things that are good about Mortal Kombat 11, I think, this match. Except for maybe some of the drops from both the players, the way that these two are playing the match is just like everything that Mortal Kombat 11 wants to showcase, I think. And especially just how these characters play, and these are just such good representatives. And you can see right now, they're getting close to even. Neither one ever really runs away with the match. They just slowly win based on some nice, good reads. Here we go, Fatal Blow territory again. I'm going to say it every time because it always matters. It's going to be match points for Swazi to get his rematch up against Waz in the grand finals. And again, the winner of this gets $750 minimum, and the loser gets, the other way around. The winner gets $1,000 minimum, and the loser gets $750. But then you always get that chance to win in grand finals. So there's a lot of money on the line.
Yeah, just $250 right here between these guys. So think about that, playing for $250 in one set. You're going to be sweating no matter what. Here comes the big conversion, the normals from downtown. Johnny Cage's best asset, being able to swing from so far away, convert into some good damage. Let's get the forward throw. I kind of feel like Swazi's given up on trying to punish that short hop punch. He's just like, you know what? Never mind. I want momentum or a throw. Whoa, ducking under, almost got through it. What a clutch throw tech here. Coming out of Wi-Fi Scorpion, can he make this happen? No, he doesn't. Poking back. Rising Star gonna, of course, keep it safe. He did have access to the defensive bar, or keep it relatively safe there. I feel like there's no reason not to go for that. Wi-Fi Scorpion hasn't really punished it that whole set, and Swazi is going to be getting that run back here against Waz that we saw a little earlier today in that winners finals, which was a fantastic set. And I so excited. I know how much you love Wi-Fi Scorpion, Chef. I know you love Wi-Fi Scorpion, but unfortunately that is going to be the end of Wi-Fi Scorpion's run, and we do get this crazy awesome run back that we had in winners finals. Remember, Chef, it came down to the wire, down to nothing. The Jade pick at the end, the breakaway somehow after the slide hit, but the amplified didn't connect yet. So I can't wait. And you also got to think who each of these players are going to be going into the next set with. Do they leave where they start? Do they start where they left off, or is it going to be a hidden select? What's going to happen?
Oh yeah, that's a great question, right? These players, every one of these matches has been so incredibly close. Again, this is the furthest thing away from a disappointment. This is exactly what I wanted from this, this regional finals essentially. And now there's down to 2. But you've got something special that you want to talk about. And I'm just barely hearing about it, within the past couple of hours, right?
Oh yes. So for those of you who want to see, outside of just a nice, chunk of cash prize, what the winner of this grand finals is going to win, we got a nice slide here for you. Astro Game has been doing so much for the community, not just for this event, for a lot of different events. So big shout outs to Astro Gaming for coming through huge with an awesome prizing kit for all of our regional champions, not just today's, but for, like Chef said before, we have a lot of regional championships coming up throughout the whole weekend. So this kit here is going to be going to the winner. So right here, what you see on the left, you see this sweet Astro headset that also comes with the mix amp. If you guys don't know what the mix amp is the thing with the knobs. You get to control so many aspects of your headset, so many interchangeable things. Super amazing product that we've been using throughout the whole pro competition. You also get a custom Mortal Kombat 11 Pro Competition Windbreaker, and on top of that, you also get the custom Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate Joggers. And of course, if you can look there, the Windbreaker does say Champion on the sleeve. So think of this as your custom-made trophy made just for you. So this is what these guys are going to be fighting for. This is pure awesomeness here coming out of Astro Gaming. So again, one more big shout out to Astro Gaming for providing this kit for all our winners. But if you guys do want to see who's going to win this amazing kit on top of the biggest chunk out of this prize pool and who's going to be crowned the regional champion of Oceania, don't go anywhere. That grand finals is coming right up. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have coming up the Oceania Sub-Regional Finals, Grand Finals, the final set, or possibly two sets, between the last two remaining competitors in this region, Oceania. I'm Darth Arma, joined by Wonder Chef, and we've just had an exciting night or day, depending on where you're from in the world, of Mortal Kombat 11 action, and we have a lot more coming out throughout this whole weekend. But first, let's take a look at what we saw today. Wonder Chef, tell us about the bracket and how everything broke out.
Well, I've said it before today, but I'm just so happy with the way that this all played out. I mean, obviously, I didn't want to see any of these players lose, but I mean, I think that every single player put on one hell of a show today. They all showed exactly why they should be here in this top 8. But of course, let's just look at our finalists, really, their route. So Waz, defeating Temp, who had put up a really good of a challenge before, actually our reigning champion from last month, and then defeating Lion, and then moving forward and defeating Swazi just barely. Swazi, of course, the other player sitting in grand finals right now, but because of Waz's win right there, Waz will be the one in the winner's side, so Swazi's going to have to win twice. But Swazi had defeated Solar Plexus, extremely good Cetron player, then went on to defeat Sagat, of course, another player who has come super close to winning one of these tournaments. And then, of course, like I said, just barely going down to Waz. And then, of course, Swazi went down, then having to play one more match right after this one that you can see on screen where Sagat and Wi-Fi Scorpion played off and Wi-Fi Scorpion won. But, I mean, there's just been so many matches today. I feel like I don't even want to read them all off in particular because they've all been so good. There were almost no 3-0s. I don't think we actually saw a single no, you know what? We saw a lot of Waz 3-0s on stream. But yes, as the bracket's gone on, it's been less and less and less. And now he's got to defeat the player who almost beat him, one hit away, one of the most ridiculous moments. Go back and watch it. I'm sure the NRS Esports Twitter tweeted it out. But yeah, we've come down to this, right? This is a huge match. The Grand Finals repeat from the very first open bracket of the Mortal Kombat Pro competition for Oceania. Waz versus Swazi. And I mean, they've been fighting so hard to earn this spot for the past half a year. This has been a huge deal for them, and only one of them can come away as the champion. Plus, on top of that, there's a difference of $500. $500. That's a lot for winning this.
Hey, if you think about how fast the set can happen, or how fast you can determine first and second place, that's a lot of money for that short amount of time. So that means immense amounts of pressures on these players. They want to play at their best. All that matters is what happens right here, right now. And of course, Waz is going to be having that slight little edge, being the winner of the winners finals, which again ended in like the craziest fashion. So if you guys are just joining us and you missed that, you definitely got to go back and watch it, especially that last game, probably just even that last round. See what happens. It just came down to the wire, so close. So I'm anticipating another close set, but I guess the less optimistic part of me is kind of thinking about how drained Swazi should be at this point. Not only did he have to play in another set entirely, which also came down very close to the wire, down to the nitty gritty, if you will. That takes something out of you, man. Sometimes it takes a little bit of a, mental currency for you to get through a set like that. And I don't think Swazi is still the same person that he was in that winners finals coming here into the grand finals. You know, considering that he had to fight his way up through, you know, the lower bracket. So we were contemplating on what the pick would be out the gate, Chef, remember? And not really what I'm expecting to see here. So
Yeah,
Waz going with Sindel?
Yeah, interesting. I mean, this has definitely been a pick that Waz has decided to really commit to throughout this entire tournament. But, I mean, I think so much depends on this first pick. But here we go. This is the matchup that Waz lost 2 times in a row in that last set, and this is how it's starting off. So if there does end up being a counter pick war, and Swazzy does get the first win because of this character pick, that's going to be Waz at a huge disadvantage. But here we go. We're starting off with the pre-reset, at least, grand finals. We'll see if it even gets to the reset. Waz looking nigh undefeatable today, but he has been so close to being knocked off that throne.
Yeah, very, very close. It could be anyone's game. That's going to be super plus frames after that forward 4. So Waz being pretty respectful there. Good block from Swazzy standing up for that overhead. We did see him doing a great job of that against Wi-Fi Scorpion. Look at that, just kind of bullying Waz, and that's definitely Waz looking for some kind of throw, letting go of block, and just kind of holding on to down to try to get that high to whiff. It does come out here with that forward 2 amplified ice ball, getting a lot of damage. High risk, high reward, but it paid off for him. Swazzy taking a slight little lead here in the beginning of this grand finals. Oh, 3 down ones?
Ooh,
I'm sorry.
I mean, it's a fast down 1. It's a 6-frame down 1, right? A lot of Sub-Zeros complain about its range, but it is actually one of the few 6-frame down 1s in the game. So you do check people with it very often, and it works. You know, you can also interrupt certain things with it that you can't represent anything else. And wow, I'm surprised we didn't see a slide punish on that screen. Could have been for sure. Or maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it's a spacing specific thing.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta be real close. I know when you big ice ball coming at you. Gotta keep him grounded for as long as possible. Waz holding on to that meter. I almost feel like, Swazzy going for a ride now thanks to that big screen crushing blow. Waz going to be coming off of that resource, no longer access to it, and that's usually a ticket to a lot of damage here. So that's going to be very critical here, that decision, critical coming into this final round.
Yeah, so, I mean, normally it's a really scary thing to have to try to win with Sindel without a lot of your big resources, that being KB Scream and Fatal Blow. But this is, again, the launching variation of Sindel, which we have seen come into play like every once in a while, not a huge amount, but just being able to open somebody up with something like that, you know, and get that much amount of damage is huge. And right now, I mean, that might come into play because Waz needs to make back a ton of life to be able to still win in this spot. And look at this, the strongest interactable in the game, in my opinion, just standing behind them, nobody using it. You could see a tick throw from it pretty soon. Oh, never mind. Yeah, not enough to save you.
I mean, the straight ice ball at that range, I almost feel like it's just kind of, maybe he was anticipating like a backdash or, you know, Sindel to kind of, I mean, it's just a very, it seemed like a very risky move, but it paid off. It was the right move, just kind of threw that ice ball out there, trapping her and, you know, putting her to in a really bad spot, just depleting that health, and Swazzy getting that first victory. And again, this is what Swazzy switched to. Now, the reason why I thought it was strange that Waz went with the Sindel pick, knowing that Swazzy was highlighting Sub-Zero, was just because Swazzy got 2 consecutive wins with Sub-Zero against Sindel as soon as he switched to that character. So, I mean, it's just a little strange that they didn't kind of pick off where they left off. I thought that Waz would already highlight Jade, but it looks like he is going to Jade right now. These guys are fighting for that swag prize, which is available to the rest of the regions that we're going to be seeing this weekend. So yes, other regions are going to have access to that swag bag. So if you're in those top 8s, you're definitely going to be fighting for a bigger prize than you thought. A lot of unique items in there. Oh, straight for the slide. Big punish coming out of Jade, but again, big punish.
I love that. Using the crushing blow as a big whiff punish. That was a great way to use it. It's one of those you kind of have to throw out a lot of the time and hope it hits, but if you guarantee it in that way. That's good. But there we go. Finally seeing that glow being punished. That might make Waz reconsider, because it's not just the damage to the amp slide, right? It's the fact that it's setting up the crushing glow.
Yeah. It's going to set up the crushing glow requirements. You know, as long as that animation does complete there. And one thing you got to be mindful about when you're fighting Jade, especially when you're fighting with a character that's, you know, has so many, you know, high risk, high reward things. You know, Jade doesn't really punish too hard. She doesn't do a lot of damage. Most of it is just kind of a restand situation. So by all means, go a little crazier with those slides. Go a little crazier with those, you know, forward twos. That was actually a very clean punish here. Oh, goes for the gap, but too scared to let go. Didn't want to look for the flawless block gap. Tries to hit the forward two, but nobody's home. Twice!
Two times in a row. Oh, yeah,
times in a row.
Fight.
4-2-2. So that's a 4-4, right? I guess that's how math works.
It.
Oh, no! No! Big punish. Definitely could have had that right there. I'm surprised it didn't work out. Maybe just a little bit too late. But again, yeah, just not having the confidence to punish that glow with slide. It's happened before. I think just try to get... Oh, wow. Right when the glow wore off. That's going to be a nice knockdown.
Yeah, it's nice little timer that he has in his head. As soon as that glow is on, oh, it's going to be a punish here from Jade. But again, look at the damage, not even 20%. Now, granted, you're left in a restand position, but, you know, some characters can take half your health if you do that. So, by all means, in this matchup, play a little riskier. No problem at all. You know, if you guess right half the time, you're going to come out the victor.
Yeah, I mean, you know, even punish slide, I mean, you're really not taking that much. So I want to see more attempts to punish the glow. But okay, here we go. Gonna put him in a fatal blow, which is maybe not one combo to kill. Oh, there we go. There's the raw slide. All right. Yeah, that's got to be a breakaway. That was actually a really scary breakaway. That could have just been fatal blow right there. But now it's... Oh, jumps out. Oh, no more defense far. Okay, we'll do one far. Oh, yeah, gonna run away. This is gonna be really hard to avoid Chip. Expect that. That's unsafe! The forward two fatal blow! He didn't try to punish. He's like, you know what? You assume that the punish is gonna be coming, but instead, I'm just gonna mix you up into the overhead. That worked perfect. Look at that, less than 5 HP left on Swazi's side. And all right, that's a great usage of that. But still, though, the pressure is being put on by Waz, and it does look like Waz has gotten a little bit more comfortable in this matchup over today.
Yeah, definitely a little bit more comfortable right now going for a ride. I believe now that Crushing Blow should be loaded because that was 2 back-to-back right there. Pokes out of that back one. It does hit as a high, really good normal, but gotta remember it is a high. Nice hit confirmed from the low strength back, 3-2, and right there the Crushing Blow loaded, ready to go. But you just gave Jade access to that fatal blow, which does hit really, really hard. One of the few damage routes that she does have in her toolkit. What was that short hop? Too far away!
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I think that must have been an attempt to flawless block again. And now look at this. This is like one confirm away from death, and that might be that confirm. No. I think this is just short, right? It has to be just short.
A little bit too short. Yeah, I think he's going to be barely alive here. One more nitro kick is going to be the end of this animation. Oh, he gets clipped by the low. Unfortunate for Swazi. That could have been the comeback of the century here. But unfortunately, Jade finding that one little hit there with the wiggle stick. Back to a very, very good normal, very far range. Of course, does hit as a high mostly, but you get that nice, easy hit confirm into the fatal blow, and Waz knew it just right. I almost feel like if he didn't cash in on that amplified slide crushing blow,
yeah,
she would have been out of that fatal blow territory. Then the next combo, but I think because of the way that Winners Finals ended, I don't think he wanted to rely on that. So he said, you know what, let me get the damage wherever I can get it. And, you know, hopefully be able to not get hit by fatal blow. But it's not so easy.
It's something that I see happen still even a decent amount from even the best players is sometimes you want to cash out on things, but the thing is, it's one way or another, it's going to be 2 combos to death at that point. And the slide doesn't give you Oak completely does the opposite. It actually gives them a free glow in that situation. So it might just be worth it at that point to just save it, get good Oki, get one more mix-up into the slide, KB, and then that would be that, as opposed to what happened. Whoa, weird backwards projectiles. This game has already started off very strange, a lot of aggression. Nice slide with the
tries to punish that glow there, just a little too slow. Love the fact that he ducked for the possible cancel into the low. Now Jade, thanks to that special move, as long as she's got bars, she can make it safe going into tricky things like the overhead.
Oh no. But again, look, it's not really that much damage. It's exactly like you said, and there we go. This is, again, not quite enough. I don't know if you want to spin out Fatal Blow here. Yeah, win for the reset. I think that was the right choice, even though the overall guess was wrong. Yeah, Swazi knew, if I do this, I'm not guaranteeing that I'm going to spin out Fatal Blow. I can save it for another round. The Fatal Blow wouldn't have killed anyway. It would have just given me the same amount of Oki, and so he just went for the exact reset.
Yeah, just wanted to reset, looking for, the long term. Didn't want to come off any resources if it wasn't going to be, for the win. Big jump in kick, is he to cash in? No, decides to break away. Waz jumping out of the corner, buying all this real estate behind him. But right now, just kind of going in with some down ones, multiple down one pressure here, kind of stating to me and stating to Swazi that, you might be a little too scared to challenge back here.
Oh, nice falls block. Oh, that had to have been an input error. Just for the raw ice ball right there. Not sure what it was supposed to be, but... Oh, crashing out on the crushing blow. I'm not sure about that, though. Again, not going to give any Oki, and could have got a lot of damage in wall carry, but instead threw backwards into mid-screen, cornered himself. Regardless, it might work out, though. This is such a huge life lead. Although...
Oh, man, he's got Fatal Blow. We saw this before. Wiggle's taking a Fatal Blow.
Oh, no!
Oh, so what happened was Swaz was anticipating the Delia's dance cancel, and which hits as a low, but the oh my god, he's still alive. He's still alive. I was talking like
oh my
dead.
God. Oh, he dashed through and got the grab. Oh my god, I thought that was gonna be. Oh my gosh, that whole round was too much for me. I don't even want to talk about that round anymore. Oh my gosh.
He was on the left side of her, and then I guess he just didn't want to take like a risk, so he just said, "Let me just go for throw." That was
it wasn't even a punish. It wasn't even a punish. It was just actually a throw landing. I don't think you can technically tech it because I think you die from the damage, but like he could have just neutral ducked it or smashed down two or something. Oh my god, that was.
But he was facing the wrong. He was facing the wrong way for a second, which is why I think he didn't press it for him.
Yeah.
It was a very specific spot. Oh no, unfortunate for Swazi on life support here. Really nothing he can do. He needs to get in, and that's going to be all she wrote. His only chance there was to possibly flawless block that on hit, but that is a very tough thing to do. And even if he did, it might have been enough to chip him out either way. Waz taking that last game here with that Jade pick. Almost made that big comeback there with the overhead Fatal Blow. So what Swazi was looking for, he was anticipating the overhead to go into the low, but instead he got overhead to go into overhead Fatal Blow. And yeah, it has like a specific animation. You have the flicker, you have the sound noise, you have the sound cue to kind of tell you, hey, this is Fatal Blow. And the players at this level know that the Jade Fatal Blow is an overhead, but it's just you're so conditioned, you're so ready to anticipate the low being canceled into that your thumbs and your body just tell you, all right, you got to block low after this. You got to block low. So good job on Waz playing against that.
Round one.
Yeah, it was also going to be a really hard range to punish from. But yeah, wow, what a weird set it's been so far. But now Waz just needs to win one more game to be this season's champion for Oceania. But so far, a good start from Swazi. Ooh, I say that right as it's not, and then it is. I don't know. This is immediately starting off where that last game ended, I think. Just starting off with the scramble, a lot of weird interactions. But okay, this is the best way to get this momentum started. Okay, or not.
This is Jade we're talking about. Okay, I don't care what level of Jade we're playing. Down 2 is coming out.
Oh, and a wake up of 3. The only two moves you need.
That's it. That's all you need. One's horizontal, the other one's vertical. You're good. No problem. Got all our bases covered.
Oh
He just
no!
got
He just
punished.
went for it. I don't even know what this was attempting to like do. That wasn't on a glow. This one might be enough. This one is, I think, just slightly enough. Yeah, just barely. And so we are on match point, tournament point, and season points for Waz right here. He needs to win one more to prevent this whole reset. But here we go. Finally, we're starting to see the slides punish on the glows. And that is one more closer to setting up that slide amplify crushing blow. Oh, the jump out. Great call. Ooh, the flawless block. We haven't seen a lot of flawless blocks in this set yet. Oh no. Oh, drop
Get out there. A little bit of a drop. Definitely not what he wants here. Goes to the whole
Yeah.
strong. Waz challenging back right away.
Oh, there's the grab. Still nothing loaded as far as grab crushing blows though. Oh, waiting for that slide. All right, here we go. We're going to see some pressure, I think, coming out here from Waz. I think Waz says, I am this close. I want to end this entire tournament. I don't want to wait for you to mess up. I want to seize this victory. All right, has an opportunity to glow here. A little bit close. Go on the jump kick, and there's no escape from that. Tries to break away as soon as possible, but it just...